Senior defenseman number 20, Michael Green. Senior forward number 21, Kyle Grant. Senior forward number 23, Daniel Hager. Junior forward number 27, Joey Olsen. Senior goaltender number 30, Connor Brunmeyer. Freshman goaltender number 1, Michael Sparrow. Senior defenseman number 2, Jim Bender. Junior forward number 4, Justin Petrowski. Junior defenseman number 5, Dan Storzinger. Junior defense number 7, Butch Rocco. Freshman forward number 9, Dan Hanowski. Senior forward number 10, Zach Beatty. Sophomore forward number 11, Jared Fessler. Sophomore forward number 13, Zach Laird. Sophomore forward number 14, Bo Hanowski. Senior forward number 15, Robin McGillis. Senior forward number 16, Joey Cotton. Sophomore forward number 18, Andrew Lang. Senior defenseman number 19, Lucas Jorgensen. Senior defenseman number 20, TJ Ringwelski. Junior forward number 21, Luke Fawfall. Senior defense number 24, Matt Boone. Sophomore defense number 26, Matt Anez. Senior goaltender number 30, Jake Clover. And junior forward number 31, Zach Klasowski. The assistant coaches are Adrian Hasbargen, Bob Stark, and John Majerle. Head coach of the Flyers, Tony Couture. Here are the officials assigned for this afternoon's game. Your linesman is Robert Zoki of Coleraine. The game referees, Mitt Harris Jr. of Hibbing and Greg Hooper of Hibbing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you please stand. Remove your hats, face the flag, join the Little Falls Band under the direction of Dwight Nelson as they lead us in our national anthem.
Little Falls and Mankato East Loyola in our first quarterfinal game of the State Boys Hockey Tournament. Working ringside again for the tournament, Ann Carroll.
Well, Clay, there are two new teams in this year's tournament. We'll see Egan later in the tournament, but today, Mankato East Loyola becomes the first team ever from Mankato to make it to the tournament. There are 12 seniors on this team. They have been eyeing this tournament berth ever since they were sophomores. In fact, for the last 3 years, they've been carrying around this poster. It features all the teams they've beaten, and at the bottom reads Summit K7. The Summit referring to getting to the state tournament, K7 referring to the address here at the Energy Center, Kellogg in 7th. They've reached the summit. They're here at the tournament. They'll try to conquer it now. And that first step, Little Falls. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
And thank you very much, Phil. They have made Mankato proud. And as far as Little Falls goes, this is their second straight trip to the state tournament, but they're not feeling 100%. They've had some guys that have been sick this week. In fact, 4 guys missed a lot of practice this past week. A little bit under the weather. We'll see if that's going to be a factor here today.
We'll see it's going to be a factor, but personally, adrenaline can go a long way. And as far as Little Falls is concerned, talking to their coach, Tony Korcher, he hopes that they can bounce back early, especially at the start of this game.
Starting goaltenders brought to you by Dish Network. Dish Network, better TV for all. There's Jake Kluver for Little Falls. 17-3-2 on the season. And Jimmy Olsen, his counterpart for Mankato East Loyola. He had 20 saves against Marshall in the section final. He's between the pipes and ready to go for the Cougars.
Well, you got the 2 best centermen starting off for both teams. Be interesting to see this matchup.
There is nothing like it across the country in high school sports. The Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournaments. Class A quarterfinals are underway. Mankato East Loyola and Little Falls. And Little Falls takes it out of their zone and brings it quickly across the line. Here's a scoring chance right away and a shot that goes over the top of the crossbar.
Mankato East sent 3 guys in early. They got caught and that forced a 2-on-1 for Little Falls. They should have capitalized on that early.
Mankato East trying to clear the zone. Good forecheck here early by the Flyers. Going after it is Jared Fessler. We talked about him at the top of the broadcast. The Flyers can't hold the zone, and here's a 2-on-1 back the other way for Mankato East. A shot right on off the stick of Derek Hager, and the save made by Jake Kluver.
Well, both of these teams have come out aggressively, and especially Mankato East and Little Falls. They've both been good in the first period, scoring out their opponents 2-1.
Derek Hager with the shot, Kluver with the save, and both goaltenders have been tested here early. Off the draw. Little Falls controls. It's thrown in behind the net. Just underway here at the XL Energy Center in downtown St. Paul. Glad to have you along on Channel 45, the first of 4 straight days of high school hockey.
It's interesting to see both these teams come out so aggressive. You want to get that first goal early to try to gain some momentum and put the other team on his heels.
Digging for it along the near wall here. It finally pops loose. Little Falls pushes it into the Cougars zone. And again, it's tied up in the near corner. Back the other way comes Isaac Kolstad for the Cougars. He'll angle it into the Little Falls zone. And the Cougars will make a line change. Picked up at center here for Little Falls. Ben Hanowski, he throws it in on the goaltender. Jimmy Olsen makes another long save. 15:27 to go here, first period. All right, Phil, game plan brought to you by American Family Insurance, proud to help protect families across Minnesota.
Well, Mankato East, they're very aggressive, especially when they go to the penalty box. They're going to try to be disciplined tonight, not take any costly penalties, and they're going to try to stay healthy. They've had some guys out with injuries.
Long shot from the point out the stick of Jim Pender. He's a football player, a defensive end for Little Falls. He's going to play somewhere as a football player at the next level. He put a big shot out from the point. Kicked out to center ice now. Here come the Cougars back the other way. From out of the corner. Bouncing puck, falling down is Tyler Lyons. No whistle. And Little Falls will break out. Played ahead to the line, backhanded into the zone by Zach Beatty. Beatty, quite a story, a senior for the Flyers. Broke his hand in practice back in January, came back just in time for the sections and got the game-winning goal in the section tournament. As we got a whistle here with 14:38 to go in the opening period.
Well, it's good to see these teams come up all fired up. I don't think Little Falls is feeling that bad. I mean, they've had some quality scoring chances early.
We've had some physical play here early on.
Yes, number 2, Jim Pender lays a little hit on the Mankato East forward, trying to create that territory early and try to create some momentum.
Moving in from an angle, Tyler Lyons out in front of the net, and scrambling to bottle it up is Jake Kluver, and he draws the whistle.
You know, those little things become such big things, especially playing in your own zone, trying to block the man out of the corner, trying to get good position. But when he gets that position on the forward there, he brings it to the net. That's what you're trying to do.
Shot from the point gets through. Alex Means let it go from about 55 feet out. Kluver saw it the entire way. Mankato East Loyola, the Big 9 conference representative, the champs of Section 1A. They beat Marshall in the finals 4-1 in that section tournament. As I mentioned earlier, that tournament was played at Gustavus. The third trip to the section final for Mankato East Loyola, but Albert Lee won the prior two, and finally they get to the state tournament. And as Ann Carroll mentioned, the first Mankato high school team to advance this far. Play now in the Cougar zone. A chance out in front. A shot from in close. The Flyers buzzing. That shot from Lucas Jorgensen from close range, and it just failed to click for the Flyers.
Both teams are getting great scoring chances. It's good to see offensively that they're doing their job, but defensively, both teams have got to tighten it down a little bit.
Bo Hanowski through center with speed, met at the line, poke checked away to the far boards. Jorgensen will rifle it in behind the net. Bo Hanowski there for the Flyers to try and frustrate that play. It pops loose for his brother Ben Hanowski. Thrown out to the point. Here's Justin Petrowski. Drives it off the end boards. Little Falls with good pressure here.
It's a good play by number 12. You know, Little Falls had some pressure, just getting it out, trying to take that pressure off their team.
Played at center, thrown in by Isaac Kolstad. Settling it down in behind his own net is Petrowski. The Flyers trying to break out. They get it out to center, driven right back in by Kyle Graham. Under 13 minutes to play now in the opening period. We're looking for our first goal, and we expected, Phil, that these two teams would put a lot of goals on the board as we get our first penalty of the game.
Yes, we are. I think Mankato East is going to get a first penalty.
It's going to be holding on Justin Petrowski. So our first power play goes to Mankato East. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Whoa. Hey, buddy.
Yeah?
You want to buy a car?
No. What?
$20. This precious baby whack.
Seriously?
$20. Come on, $20.
All right. 20. Oh, man.
No matter what stage you're at in life, there's a Wells Fargo nearby to help. Get more than free checking. Get to your next stage.
The first period is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Little Falls gets a chance on the power play here. See if they can create some momentum. You don't have to score all the time on the power play. It's creating that momentum to lift your bench to get some energy.
That penalty actually on Jason Biesterveld. He goes. And Little Falls has the power play. And this power play brought to you by LakePlace.com.
You know, Mankato East Loyola does a great job defending on the penalty kill. They try to be aggressive. And Little Falls is going to try to counter that with some good work getting the puck up ice.
The Little Falls power play clicking along at about 32% on the season, 42 goals as we got a whistle for offside. And Phil, let's put it into perspective for the fans out there. When you're talking about NHL hockey, college hockey, if you're up over 20%, that's a pretty good power play. 32% is just outstanding.
It is. It's just a great job. That means they got a lot of skilled players. They try to work it around, maybe not shoot it all the time, but try to work for that good shot.
So far, Mankato East Loyola doing a nice job, shorthanded here, killing this penalty. And Little Falls has really not been able to muster much of anything on this man advantage.
Well, Mankato East was 90% on their penalty kill in the sections, and that's when you think about it, scoring 1 in 10 times, and they're aggressive, and they're going to try to remain that way.
And this one is out of the reach of the stick of Bo Hanowski. It's going to be icing on Little Falls. 57 seconds remaining in the penalty time.
Little Falls has got to solve Mankato East's problems up the ice. They've got to make short passes, try to hit the open man, and that first pass is always crucial on the power play coming up out of your zone.
Face off in the Little Falls zone. Ben Hanowski to take the draw for Little Falls. The Flyers do control.
This is where you got to get organized down in your own zone, make that first good pass, and try to get it up ice.
Ben Hanowski weaving through center. Gains the Cougars line, takes it to the right wing boards. Settles it down, throws it up top. A shot from the point, the save made by Jimmy Olsen. Another blast from out high. This one off the stick of Matt Boone, and the save is made. Finally, the Flyers able to establish some pressure.
And that's what you try to do. You know, you're not going to score on every power play, but you want to get quality scoring chances to lift your bench up a little bit. Little Falls did a great job. Mankato East was being a little too aggressive. They were moving it to the open man, and they were getting shots through to the net.
The Flyers with a 9-game unbeaten streak coming into the state tournament. The draw pushed in behind the net. The Cougars trying to clear, get it up to the point, but held in nicely by Boone. Matt Inez on the right wing throws it down in deep. 11 seconds remaining in this Little Falls power play. Shot from the point, hit the stick and the skates of Derek Hager. And the Cougars able to clear it, and the penalty time is over to Beasterville. So an effective penalty kill on the first opportunity for Mankato East Loyola.
They did get some shots through late there on the power play. Got some good chances. Maybe that'll have an effect coming up in the game here.
Tyler Lyons had it taken away by Boone. Boone throws it in once he hits the line. Cougars able to clear it back out to center as we're approaching the 10-minute mark now of period number 1. Shots essentially even. Mankato East with a 4-3 advantage right now as we have a whistle here with 10:04 to go, icing the call, and the faceoff will come down in the other end.
You know, when you talk about the power play, like I was talking earlier about getting momentum, they had the momentum, they took an icing. We'll see, you know, you talk about little things about faceoffs in your own zone. You know, you might get a seeing eye dog right off the draw. You want to be careful on these defensive zone faceoffs.
And there's a perfect example of that. It wasn't a hard shot, but right off the draw gets in on the goaltender.
These things are crucial. You don't want to get scored against on a defensive zone faceoff and just kill any momentum that you had.
The Little Falls Flyers 9-4-2 in the Central Lakes Conference this year, 22-4-2 coming in to state tournament play, the second straight trip for Little Falls. They finished 6th last year, and you know, Phil, that they want to do better than they did in the first round game last year, where they lost to Duluth Marshall 9-1. They were a little embarrassed by that.
Well, they're trying right now. Sometimes they got 3 forwards below the dot in the offensive zone, and that's how that first 2-on-1 occurred early in the game, being a little too over-aggressive and not keeping that third guy high.
Picked off at center by the Cougars. Thrown ahead. Mitch Anderson moving in. Didn't get a real good look at the net. Played over to the near wall. The Flyers trying to clear, and they do. Played ahead to the line, thrown back to the center line. Coming back is J.T. Miller, the captain for Mankato East Loyola. Circles around, thrown in front, and a chance right out in front for Isaac Kolstad, and that just failed to work out. Under 9 minutes to play here, the opening period of our state tournament coverage on Channel 45.
Really like the way Mankato East plays defense, especially below the dots. Their defense takes the body every chance they get.
Pushed ahead. Matt Boone tries to run it down in the corner for Little Falls. Whipped around. Held in at the point by Petrowski. Cougars intercept and clear it back out to neutral ice. Are you a little surprised by this, Phil? The pace is what we expected, but still no scoring.
No scoring, but both teams have had excellent chances. You know, you always talk about that first goal, trying to get that momentum and put the other team on its heels.
Picked off by Fafa. Thrown over to the near wall. Going in behind is Derek Hager. Drops it back. Michael Green. They score! Little Falls from a shallow angle out from behind the net.
Number 10, Jack Beatty.
Zach Beatty gets the first goal of the state tournament.
You know, you talk about throwing the puck to the net. It could be behind the net. Try to get the puck as much as possible to the net, and good things will happen.
Zach Beatty with his 11th goal of the season, obviously the first one of the state tournament. He threw it toward the net off the back of the skates of Jimmy Olsen, or the back of the pad. Olsen never really got a good look at it.
Yeah, Jimmy Olsen probably want that one back. You know, that's not a high percentage goal, but you know, it's a great play by Zach Beatty. He throws it to the net. Anything can happen, and lucky for him, it went in the net.
The assist going to Zach Klosowski, and Little Falls is on the board first. Shots now 6-5 in favor of Little Falls. Here's a 2-on-1 opportunity for Little Falls. Trying to get the backhand on and unable to do it as the save is made by Jimmy Olsen. A good look there for Lucas Jorgensen. The Flyers buzzing now. They've drawn first blood. 1-0 Little Falls.
When it's just you between the puck and the net, you've got to be your best. Stauber's Goal Crease, the ultimate goalie training center, can get you there. Founder Rob Stauber brings his 10 years of NHL experience and innovative training methods to aspiring young goalies, offering a state-of-the-art training facility, pro shop, and year-round programs including summer camps. The one-to-one goalie training method uses groundbreaking techniques that make Stauber's Goal Crease the finest training center anywhere. Call now or visit goalcrease.com. Stauber's Goal Crease, training Minnesota goalies to be their best.
Welcome to everybody watching our state tournament coverage here from Channel 45 in St. Paul. Clay Matvick, Phil Housley, glad to be with you. I said it earlier, there just is nothing like it across the country as far as high school sports go, and we are in store for a great 4 days of hockey.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest sporting events in Minnesota, if not nationally. We're going to have a penalty called against Little Falls.
Hooking call here on the Flyers. So Mankato East Loyola will go on power play for the first time here today. Here's another look.
Oh, he got the stick up there a little bit. Maybe a questionable call, but you can't impede the player's progress into the offensive zone, so the penalty is called.
Penalty on Jorgensen for hooking. And Mankato East will go on power play. This power play brought to you by LakePlace.com. And a bad pass here, and Little Falls is going to be able to buy some time on this penalty kick. Short-handed. Flyers coming back the other way. Ben Hanowski moving into the circle. A shot from close range. Oh, that just goes wide of the post. Bo Hanowski from close range almost made this a 2-0 game.
Yeah, you know, when you're on the power play, it's no time to relax. You know you're going to be facing guys that are going to be working hard, and here's a 2-on-1 coming up.
Here again, the brothers, the Hanowski brothers. Bo, back to Ben, back to Bo, and he fell down.
We are family. It's been working good for Little Falls.
Finally, coming back in the other way, and scoring. The Cougars score.
What a great play by Daniel Hager. That was just a great heads-up play. I don't know who it was going to the net, but
Derek Hager got the goal. Talk about brothers.
I just said it. We are family. We're all in the family. Mankato East ties this game up, and this is a big goal, power play goal for the Hager brothers.
Daniel from Derek.
What a great way to drive the net.
Derek from Daniel. Let's get it right. The Hagers tie this one up at 1. And let's go ringside to Ann Carroll.
Well, guys, no doubt, Mankato East Loyola, the team of brotherly love. There are 4 sets of brothers on Mankato East Loyola. You saw Derek Hager. His brother is his right winger, Daniel Hager. Those 2 are twins. There are 3 other sets of brothers, and Mankato East coach tells me that it's really been easier now for him to establish that family attitude, and the brothers kind of rib each other and keep each other going. So they are their best teammates of each other. Guys?
Derek Hager with the goal, his 26th of the season. And Derek Hager, Phil, he's been playing through a broken toe here recently, so He's a gamer.
Yeah, he's just like any other kid who gets a chance to play in the state tournament. You're not going to pass up this opportunity. He's sucking it up, and it's great that the Hager brothers could connect there to tie this game up. I'm confused. I don't know if there was any fights growing up in Mankato East with all these brothers, but I'd have to imagine there was a little tussle here and now.
We're tied up at 1. Just as we started talking about the goals being somehow absent, we get 2 very quick ones, one for either side. Here's another chance for the Cougars out in front, and now kicked in behind the net. A battle for it there. Pulling it out, or trying to, Derek Hager. He's thrown down to the ice by Petrowski. Play goes right on. Loose in the corner.
Be interesting to see if Mankato East can keep this pressure up, if that's going to have any effect on those guys that were sick earlier this week.
Alex Means trying to clear the zone. Held in by Little Falls. A 3-on-1 opportunity. Moving in front. Nobody home as the pass slid across the crease.
Joey Cotton could have gone to the net there, but I think the defenseman held him up. But if he goes in the net, he's got to tap in.
Comes loose. Another chance. They score. The Flyers make it 2-1. Ben Hanowski.
It's a great individual effort here. You know, that's twice now Little Falls has brought the puck to the net and things have happened. And he makes a great individual effort here, puts it upstairs on a short side. What a great shot by Ben.
Ben Hanowski with his 32nd goal of the season. Phil, he is one of the state's top producing freshmen. Ben is just a freshman, and that's his 59th point of the year.
Well, Little Falls, they only have 7 seniors on their team. They're very young. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them be back here next year, but it's great to see that youth and experience, you can do it at a young age.
Here's Ben Hanowski again, had a poke checked away to the far boards. Little Falls will dump it in and make a line change. The Flyers regain the lead with under 4.5 minutes to go here in the opening period.
Little Falls seems to get a little momentum off that last goal.
Good atmosphere here for our first Class A quarterfinals. We got offside. A whistle with 4:08 to go here in the first period. Ben Hanowski for the Flyers of Little Falls, putting them back on top by a goal.
The signs are everywhere. It's Toyota's premier event. While you're there, check out the Toyota trucks with great deals going on now. Lease the 06 Tundra Double Cab 4x4 for only $269 a month with no down payment and $669 due at signing. Or choose $1,500 in customer cash. And now lease the 06 4Runner for $299 a month or get $1,000 in customer cash. Toyota's premier event is on. Don't miss it. Toyota, moving forward.
Welcome back on Channel 45, our state tournament coverage from St. Paul, our first quarterfinal game in Class A with Phil Housley on Clay Matvick.
Well, Little
Falls has just taken the lead.
Yes, they have. They got 4 minutes. Probably want to get out of this period with the lead and go in. Feel that confidence, get ready for the second period.
The Flyers have outscored their opponents this year 42-19 in the first period. And another good first period here by the Flyers as they get a couple on the board here. Just under 4 minutes to go here in period number 1. That's all right. Go ahead.
Mankato East is setting up a 1-2-2 in the neutral zone. And that first guy, if he's aggressive, you can trap that guy with the puck. He has nowhere to go.
Matt Boone throws it up to the line, held in by the Cougars. They dump it in and make a line change. Now breaking it up. Andrew Lang gets it ahead. Big hit there is going down to the ice, Joey Olson. The Cougars come back in a snapshot by Derek Hager and the save made by Kluber.
Well, that started at the red line, and they turned the puck over there. You know, 5 feet means so much in this game today. And then get the counter, and he gets a nice shot on net. Almost a 2-on-1.
Hager forces the draw into the corner. Little Falls regains and breaks out of the zone. To try to work a pass ahead. Joey Cotton couldn't catch up with it for the Flyers. Thrown out of the zone momentarily and dumped right back in. Mankato East Loyola, Olsen, Green, and Grant have all missed games due to injuries this year. They are at their healthiest right now.
They are, and it's good to see. They're going to need that help against Little Falls.
Now a penalty. We're going to get a holding call here. And this one is going to go against Little Falls. So Mankato East Loyola goes back on power play. So far, they've already got a power play goal. That's a good call by the referee. Got an arm on a guy, held him up a little bit. And this gives Mankato East to get a chance to get back in the game here. Ben Hanowski gets the gate.
2 minutes holding.
Check that. It's going to be Jim Pender. And this power play brought to you by LakePlace.com. Shot. Save made. Tyler Lyons got one through to Kluver. And he gloved it to make the save.
Kluver's got a great glove hand. I think everything that's been shot towards that glove hand, he swallowed it up. Here comes Storzinger. I'm sorry. Lyons with the shot.
This one hops the stick and back out to center as Cougars unable to hold the zone. They'll dump it in. Matt Boone wraps it around. Played off that far wall by Lyons. Lyons looking for Jake Miller out in front. He's camping out right on the doorstep. Couldn't get a pass to him, and Little Falls will bring it back the other way. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining in penalty time. Here's a chance shorthanded for the Flyers. They score!
That was a great move and an individual effort.
Ben Hanowski.
Ben Hanowski again. Wow. You know, when you're the last player back on Mankato East, you got to move the puck. Hanowski picks the puck off and brings it to the net, and a great individual effort with a deke to the backhand. You're the last player back. You want to try to move that puck. You don't want to play one-on-one hockey, but Ben Hanowski picks it up, puts it to the backhand, finds the 5-hole. What a great play.
Ben Hanowski with his 33rd goal of the season. This one shorthanded, it's unassisted. And Little Falls, even though they are under the weather as a team per se, they've had several guys come down sick this week. They're looking very healthy right now, up by a couple of goals.
Let's see what Mankato East, if they can get back into this game with a goal before the period ends.
Still loose, and now the official finally blows the whistle as it's somewhere underneath Kluver.
Ben Hanowski's second of the game for the Flyers. It's a short-handed
big play by Ben Hanowski to give them a 2-goal cushion right before the end of the period. Mankato East still has 54 seconds.
Let's take another look at this, Phil. It's turned over in the Cougars zone.
You know, it's tough to make that play as a young kid. You know, you try to want to move the puck, especially being the last guy back, but Ben Hanowski used great instincts, picked it off, took it to the net with a nice move.
Lodged in between the goaltender and the side of the net. Kluver draws another whistle here with 1 minute 22 to go in the opening period. 3-1 Little Falls. And the Cougars still on this power play for 42 seconds, but they've had a tough time with the man advantage here, at least this time around. They do have a power play goal already in this game, but so far very ineffective on this man advantage.
Well, it seems to me they're trying to work a lot of little plays around the net. I think they got to stretch Little Falls out, get the puck out to the point, get some shots, maybe some rebounds, and score an ugly one. You know, they still have 34 seconds here. Maybe they can get one here before the period ends, try to get some momentum back.
We talked about Little Falls outscoring their opponents 42-19 in the first. Similarly, Mankato East Loyola has outscored its opponents 46-22 in the first period, but they find themselves behind by a couple of goals now. And still unable to get any pressure on this power play. And now a penalty coming up here. It's going to be an interference call, and this is going to cancel out this power play.
That's a tough penalty to take, especially when you have the puck in the offensive zone. You have nothing to do with the play. and you just null and void your power play that maybe have gotten something to get this back to a one-goal game.
JT Miller goes off for interference. Here's another look at the penalty.
Number 7, JT Miller.
It's unfortunate that maybe the guy ran into him, but you got to try to be heads up there and try to stay away because the officials are probably trying to look for one to even that call up.
That neutralizes the power play for Mankato East Loyola, and in fact, Little Falls will go on power play here in 10 seconds. A shot that whistles wide. Ben Hanowski sent one wide of the cage. It comes back out to neutral ice. Coming back for the Cougars.
Little Falls, full strength.
Feasterville takes it into the far corner. Little Falls back at full strength now.
Mankato has got to be careful on this penalty kill. They don't want to go into the period with a 3-goal cushion and trying to climb up a big hill.
Here comes Fessler. Feathers a pass in front. That one just goes wide. "15 seconds to go in the period."
Little Falls is very aggressive on their power play.
And the Flyers are going to have a power play to start period number 2, and they have a 2-goal lead going into our first intermission here today.
You know, you talk about big goals in games, and Benanowski's got 2 of them. That third one on the penalty kill. Those things can crush an opposing team, especially when you're on the power play.
Hanowski with his 32nd and 33rd goals of the season. One of the better freshmen in the state of Minnesota. And his Flyers have a 3-1 lead.
Benanowski, I mean, this guy's got 2 goals in the first period. He shows what he looks like to me is great hands, great vision, be able to great lateral movement, using all those tools and those fundamentals to give his team a 2-goal cushion.
Tony Kuchar's Flyers have the lead. He is downstairs with Ann Carroll.
Well, Tony Kuchar, you wanted to establish a tone in this first period. You wanted it based on what you guys did last year. How big was this period for you?
Oh, this was huge. You know, getting on the board first was a big thing for us. We've struggled when we didn't score goals, and you know, who better to get a goal than Zach Beatty? We've talked about injured all year or most of the year, and comes with a big goal for us. And you know, I've been trying to rotate lines a little bit. Kids are sick, and they pulled through. Ben Hanowski had an awesome shorthanded goal. We've had a lot of opportunities and haven't put the puck in the net, so we need to start finishing a little bit. We need to get our defense moving the puck a little quicker. We're a little slow in the neutral zone and back in our zone, so we're just going to kind of regroup, relax a little bit, and I think the boys are pretty excited. But there's 3 periods in a hockey game.
2 goals from Benanowski. He's just a freshman. How big has Ben been for you this season?
He's been a whirlwind for us. You know, watching him through the ranks in youth hockey, he's been outstanding. Pulling him up from our Bantam team, was a little nervous about that, you know, because our Bantam team had a successful year this year, but it created a lot of opportunity for other kids in our youth hockey program to score some goals, and he's doing the job up here, and I'm happy for him.
All right, Coach, thanks so much. That's Little Falls coach Tony Couture. His team leads 3-1. We'll go upstairs to you.
All right, Ann, thank you very much. Tony, a former University of North Dakota goaltender. His Flyers have a 3-1 lead after the first 17 minutes. We're coming back to St. Paul for our first intermission after this on Channel 45.
Walk right in, sit right down, baby, lay your hair hang down. Walk right in, sit right down, baby, don't you wait so long. Lay your hair hang down. Ooh, baby, lay your hair hang down. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
With Quest high-speed internet, experience all the internet has to offer.
Shop online, play games, download music and video at super fast download speeds. With a Quest Wireless Ready modem, get online from most anywhere in the house. Get Quest high-speed internet for just $26.99, including free activation. Save big over cable every month. Call Quest at 1-866-616-FAST.
High speed at a great value. That's our spirit of service.
What's big enough for you to explore the world and small enough to find your place in it? St. Cloud State University.
I'm Sachin, I'm from Nepal.
My name's Emily, and I'm from South Korea.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm from Croatia.
Some of my best friends have been from international countries.
My name's Emmanuel. I'm from Switzerland.
My name is Chipo, Zimbabwe.
I'm Alex, and I'm from Berlin, Germany.
My name is Koki. I'm from El Salvador.
I used to have a small town view of the world, and I suddenly realized how much I didn't know.
Explore the world at St. Cloud State University.
A great tradition in Minnesota high school sports returns. 45 brings you the intensity and the excitement that define the Minnesota State High School League tournament. It continues March 8th with the Minnesota State High School League Boys Hockey Tournament. 45 is the Twin Cities sports powerhouse, delivering full game coverage and in-depth stories. Create lasting memories with the Minnesota State High School League tournaments only on 45. Presented by Wells Fargo, the next stage.
And welcome back to the boys' Class A quarterfinal game between Mankato East Loyola and the Little Falls. This intermission is brought to you by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Well, this year, for the first time ever, the Minnesota State High School League has introduced replay for both the hockey and the basketball tournaments at both the boys and girls levels. For more on the guidelines for hockey, here's Ryan Kibbe.
Which must first meet the following criteria. First, any puck that crosses the goal line.
That absolutely, positively did not go in.
Second, any puck in the net before the goal frame is dislodged. Third, any puck in the net before or after expiration of time at the end of a period. Fourth, any puck that reaches the net by hand, skate, or any illegal means. Fifth, any puck that's deflected into the net by an official. Sixth, any puck that goes into the net by a high stick. And finally, an attacking player that crosses into the crease illegally. In all cases, the video replay official decides if the play is conclusive. If it's not, the on-ice ref makes the call.
Now we've only had one period of the boys tournament so far. Replay has not been needed, but Dave Palmquist, head coach of the South St. Paul girls Class A team, it was used in your tournament a few times. How did the coaches and how did you think it seemed to work?
Well, when they brought the attention to the coaches about bringing video replay into it, you know, we want to just get it right. In last week in the state girls hockey tournament, I think each occasion they were able to get the right play right. So,
and Mike, that's the key thing here. These kids have worked so hard to get here. You don't want a game to be decided by a goal that's in dispute.
Right, and I give the State High School League a lot of credit. The technology is here for them to use, and they are using it, and I think it's wonderful. You have to get it right for these kids at this stage.
Now, obviously, it's not perfect yet. I know in your game there was some question about whether there was a whistle or not before a goal was scored. As we just heard from Ryan, it does not cover whistle issues at this point, so it might need to be tweaked at some point.
Absolutely, and that's got to be addressed. Make sure it goes over with all the coaches what is allowable as far as replay. In that situation, the ref went upstairs and was told, you know, we can't review that. So it's going to have to be looked at, and in future tournaments, I'm sure they'll get it all straightened out.
All right, thanks, guys, for your insight on that. We have much more to come in this first quarterfinal game in the boys' Class A tournament. We'll be back in just a moment as our coverage on 45 continues.
The Flamethrower Grill Burger at Dairy Queen with jalapeno bacon and Tabasco flavored mayo in half-pound and quarter-pound. Do one carefully. And finish off with a mint Oreo Blizzard treat.
You are getting sleepy. I will always wear my seatbelt.
I will always wear my seatbelt.
Everyone in Minnesota should buckle up.
Everyone in Minnesota should buckle up.
You will never high stick again.
Don't count on it.
Driving without a seatbelt? Now that's a penalty.
Right now at Home Furniture, we'll pay your sales tax on any purchase $4.99 or more, even on sale items.
There's no place like home for distinctive name brand furniture without the overstuffed price tag. as well as expert design consultants who come right to your home. The Passages Gallery of fine furniture only at home.
All right, boys. Here it is. HD TV. What else is on?
Come on, man. Anything besides the Bird Channel.
Just this. Sometimes there's a skating show on.
Hey, guys. I was about to call.
Supercharge your HD TV with Dish HD. With nearly twice as many national HD channels, it's America's largest high-definition lineup. Dish Network. More HD for you, better TV.
It's flashback time. The 2005 Class 2A championship game. Holy Angels defeating Moorhead 6-4 to win the state championship. Jay Barabal scoring there. Neither of these teams back this year. We will have a whole new field. There's Captain Ryan Hurley of the Class 2A team last year, but again, Holy Angels not here. Here is the bracket. These are the boys that are here in Class 2A. Lakeville and Blaine, Cretin and Egan in the lower bracket. Hill Murray, Minnetonka, Grand Rapids, Roseau in the upper bracket. Guys, let's talk about this a little bit. Dave Palmquist, Mike McGraw. Dave, who do you like in this tournament? Again, all new teams this year from last year.
Well, you know, in that lower bracket, that Blaine team, Dave Oss has just done a wonderful job. Early in the year, they were 3-4-1 at one point, really turned it around and is playing good hockey. A lot of the experts out there really feel that Blaine could be a real dark horse in this tournament.
And in that other bracket, Mike, obviously everybody's going to be looking to Hill Murray.
Well, I would say that everybody is going to be looking at Hill Murray, but they're forgetting Grand Rapids and Roseau are in there. And for the people that love the old-time tournaments back in the 70s and 80s, that's bringing you back there. On paper, it has to be Hill Murray.
That's who you're picking. You got an idea of who might take this tournament the way it looks now?
Well, you know, Blaine, again, early on was really struggling and really has put it together. I think them, Cretin-Durham Hall is another team to look out for. They've got a highly skilled team. I really like the way they've been playing as well.
And, of course, a possible Cinderella story, the Minnetonka Skippers back for the first time since '94. They beat Jefferson to get here. We, of course, will be back with more of our intermission report coming up in just a moment as our coverage of the Class 2A Boys High School Hockey Tournament continues.
When it comes to the daily grind, nobody works it harder than we do. But during Dodge Truck Month, you won't break a sweat getting a great deal on the longest-lasting full-size pickups. There's a Ram 1500 with heavy power and 20-inch wheels, Ram Mega Cab with a bigger interior than Ford and Chevy, and a Ram Heavy Duty with the legendary Cummins Turbo Diesel. Get to your local Dodge dealer, because while the daily grind never lets up, Truck Month won't last long. Now during Truck Month, get 0% financing for 60 months on Ram for interest savings up to $10,400.
A new and easy way to buy and sell lake property is only one click away. LakePlace.com. Visit LakePlace.com for the largest online selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin lake homes, cabins, and lake lots. Search by area, city, lake, or price range to find that perfect lake place. LakePlace.com also features the largest selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin cabin rentals and family resorts. Remember, LakePlace.com, because life is better at the lake.
The signs are all around you. It's Toyota's premier event. While you're there, you'll see lots of Toyotas with great deals going on now. Lease a new 06 Camry for just $199 a month for 36 months. Or lease the new 06 Highlander for $279 a month for 36 months. You can also lease a new 06 Sienna for $279 a month for 36 months. Or get great customer cash on all three. Toyota's premier event is on. Don't miss it. Toyota, moving forward.
When it's just you between the puck and the net, you've got to be your best. Stauber's Goal Crease, the ultimate goalie training center, can get you there. Founder Rob Stauber brings his 10 years of NHL experience and innovative training methods to aspiring young goalies, offering a state-of-the-art training facility, pro shop, and year-round programs including summer camps. The one-to-one goalie training method uses groundbreaking techniques that make Stauber's Goal Crease the finest training center anywhere. Call now or visit goalcrease.com. Stauber's Goal Crease, training Minnesota goalies to be their best.
And welcome back to our Class A boys quarterfinal action between Little Falls and Mankato East Loyola. Let's take a look at the highlights of this game. No scoring through the first 8 or 9 minutes. Then, Dave, there was a lot of offense.
You know, you got to put it on net to score. He does a great job banking it off the goalie for the first lead.
And, Mike, the next game, there are 4 sets of brothers on the Mankato East squad.
Right. This is Derek Hager scoring from his brother Daniel. Just a picture-perfect 2-on-1 on a power play.
And then, Dave, it became the Ben Hanowski story from Little Falls.
Yeah, this freshman is a fun kid to watch. Here he comes out, steps out from behind the net, and just makes a great individual effort, puts it upstairs on the goaltender to give Little Falls the lead.
And Mike, just when you thought he couldn't one-up that one, this is a pretty highlight.
This is great. He steals the puck and he comes in. Watch this move. You don't have to describe it. That's a highlight in anybody's game.
And he's just a freshman. It's absolutely amazing. Here are the statistics. Little Falls up 3-1. That's the important one. The shots are pretty even. You can see, though, the big difference. Little Falls, 10 scoring chances in that period. So we've got a lot of action left. 2 periods to go, so it's still anybody's game. We're going to throw it now up to the booth where Clay Metvick and Phil Housley are standing by for second period action, guys.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. We've seen the family affair type thing come to play here in the first period. Those Hanowski boys are pretty good for Little Falls, as we've seen. And we saw the Hagers, the fraternal twins for Mankato East Loyola, chip in on their goal. And brings back some memories for you. I know you and your brother Larry back in the early 80s at South St. Paul were doing that kind of thing.
You always have to say early 80s, but it was 80 and 81 in 2 state tournaments. My brother and I got to share something that's incredible, just like all these players are sharing today. They'll never forget it. They'll talk about it for years to come.
Little Falls, according to head coach Tony Kuchar, has had trouble this season putting together 3 good periods, stringing those together for an entire consistent game. They've had a lot of big periods that they've leaned on to win games. He's hoping that his team can be a little more consistent in state tournament competition.
Well, I think the advantage will go to Little Falls in the second period because they've been here. You know, a lot of the players that are playing with this team were here before. They have some experience, and they got to just play well defensively, not give Mankato any turnovers, and just the opposite, Mankato East, they have 6 seniors in their first 3 lines. They've got to step it up, and they've got to respond in this second period to get them back in the game.
Little Falls 3, Mankato East Loyola 1. Our first period in the books. We're just about ready to go in period number 2.
It'd be nice to see Mankato East finish up this penalty kill. Maybe they'll get some momentum that way, and they can get back to work and try to get back in this game.
56 seconds remaining in the penalty time to captain J.T. Miller for the Cougars. And Little Falls would really blow this game open with a power play goal here in the opening stages of period number 2 with Phil Housley and our entire crew from Channel 45. I'm Clay Matvick. Glad to have you along for our first day of the state high school boys hockey tournament here in St. Paul.
You talk about the brothers. Both the Hager brothers are killing this penalty right now. Maybe they can create some offense from defense on this penalty kill.
So far, a good job by the Cougars as Daniel Hager tips it back in to the Flyers zone. 20 seconds to go in Miller's penalty. Flyers break out. Intercepted at center. Coming back is Derek Hager. And we've got a whistle and an offside.
Mankato East is very aggressive on their penalty killing. You know, maybe they can create something, a scoring chance or something to get back into this game. Little Falls has got to get organized coming up the ice. It seems like Mankato's doing that 1-2 pressure. You got to hit that first guy coming out of the zone on the tape so he can make that second pass completed.
This is the second power play for the Flyers. First power play came up empty. Mankato East Loyola back at full strength. Play now here in front of the goaltender, Kluver, and to his right, and now cleared out of the zone by the Flyers and dumped back in. Chasing after it here is Michael Green, the defenseman for Mankato East Loyola. Then Hanowski throws it into the corner, now coming back out with it is Bo Hanowski, his brother. We've talked about those guys, and Bo, only his 15th game of the season, Phil. He has been really racked with injuries this season. 3 major injuries, including a dislocated shoulder, broken ribs, and in the section finals broke a couple of bones in his hand as that pass goes right through the slot, right in front. Isaac Kolstad on the doorstep trying to drive one home for the Cougars, and it went through the boards.
Seems like Mankato East is settling down a little bit now. They just got to clean up their own end. They can't tie it up in the next 2 minutes. There's a lot of game left.
Cleared back out to center and dumped back in by the Flyers. Pulled down at the line, Kyle Grant, but play goes on. Here's Grant with it now. Turns. Moving out in front. Biesterveld, and now we've got a holding call coming up here.
This is a great opportunity to Mankato East to get back into the game.
It's going to be a Little Falls penalty on Matt Inez.
It's a good call here. He does haul him down, and number 9, Biesterfield's trying to fight for the puck. And, this is, like I said, great opportunity for Mankato to get back into this game.
So another power play for Mankato East. They're 1 for 2 so far today. This power play brought to you by LakePlace.com. There's a chance shorthanded for Little Falls again. Wow, never know that they're on penalty kill half the time when Little Falls is shorthanded. Now finally Derek Hager brings it into the zone. Shot goes through the crease.
Great individual effort by Derek. He takes the puck to the net, trying to create something offensively.
Hager lost it. Now coming in is Jim Pender for Little Falls. He's double teamed. Both Hager and Kolstad are there. Hager with it now, moving in from the circle. Shallow angle shot right on, and Kluber holds on to make the save.
These teams have played physical since for the first period. There's some great hits, very clean hits. Number 15, Anderson, Mitch Anderson. Number 4, Petrowski. And this is what the game's all about. Clean, fun hits, getting your team energized. Maybe something can get energized off a big hit.
With as physical as this game has been and as up-tempo as this game has been, do you suspect that the fact that Little Falls has been racked with injuries this season and also the flu and the illness this week, will that come into play?
Maybe in the third period, but if they hold on to the lead, their players will feel energized. Just a matter of Mankato maybe getting back into this game, getting some energy, and maybe taking the play back to Little Falls. But for right now, it seems they're very composed with a 3-1 lead.
46 seconds to go in the penalty time. An icing call here, 13:24 to go in period number 2.
Mankato East, it seems to me, when they're coming out of their end, they never get organized. You know, I keep dwelling on this, but it's so important to carry that puck in the offensive zone. You got to make 2 good passes up the ice so you can carry the puck up, and they're never organized in their own zone, and thus you never get organized going up the ice.
Joey Olson fires it ahead at center. Tyler Lyons gains the line, drops it back, shot off the stick of the forward, Biesterveld, and that one was deflected wide, and it's cleared out of the zone. 26 seconds to go in the penalty time to Matt Inez.
What a great play by Kluber. Try to headman the puck up just like a defenseman. And if that Mankato East player can handle that puck, it's a breakaway. I didn't know Kluber could play the puck this well, but boy, he did a great job, and that's what I was talking about. If that player from Mankato East could have controlled that puck and tapped it over to his other forward, they would have had a breakaway.
Flyers clear at the length of the ice. This is going to come in on Olson. Olson tries to get it ahead with 7 seconds to go on this Cougars power play. Here's Lyons. Fires a shot that goes well wide of the net, back out of the boxes of Inez, so the Flyers back at full strength. Shot from the point, save made by Kluber.
A lot of the Mankato East shots are from the perimeter. The Little Falls is doing a great job defensively to keep them there.
Jared Fessler, a shot, rebound! They score!
That was going to be a holding call because there was a player from Little Falls driving the net. The stick was held. And
Joey Cotton with the goal.
Great follow-up, go to the net. This is a great thing for young kids. When somebody's going wide, always go to the net. You'll get rewarded. There's Joey Cotton, goes to the net. You know, it doesn't take much. Guy was trying to deflect the stick, but he just gets it to the net.
Now they're actually going to give it. That's going to be Lucas Jorgensen with the goal for the Flyers.
Great job. You had 2 guys going to the net. You know, this is just a simple play. A little wrist shot from the side and 2 guys going to the net, and you will get rewarded if you could continue to do that.
So the Flyers have opened this one up 4-1. Lucas Jorgensen with his 11th goal of the season comes at the 4:44 mark of the period. The Flyers back in the state tournament for the second straight year, and in this quarterfinal game they have a 3-goal lead.
No matter what stage you're at in life, Wells Fargo has the home equity account to help. Make the most of your home. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Second period brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, moving you forward.
You know, you talk about the Little Falls Flyers players being sick. It doesn't seem like it to me. We've got a 3-goal cushion. They've settled into this game and taken over.
I think Tony Kuchar was sandbagging.
Yeah,
he was telling us he was concerned. You know, our guys have been throwing up this week. We've had guys that missed practice this week. They haven't got a lot of sleep, but boy, his team has looked sharp here today. The Flyers up 4-1 as we're approaching 11.5 minutes to go here in period number 2. Chance from the point, the shot, they score! Big shot from the point from Joey Olson, and the Cougars have cut this lead in half.
That was huge to respond that quickly, and they've got to get back in this game, and they have with that goal. It's only a 2-goal deficit now. Let's see how Mankato East responds to this goal.
You mentioned, Phil, that the upperclassmen have to grab this one and start bringing the Cougars back, and there is a junior, Joey Olson, with a big shot from the point. I don't know if Lyons is going to get credit on a tip-in, but certainly it was his shot that made it happen.
Well, Lyons goes to the net here, try to screen the goalie. You go to the net, I'm telling you, you'll get rewarded. You know, things will go off, you'll get tip-ins, rebounds. It's those little garbage goals that add up.
Well, it is going to be a goal for Olson, his 16th of the season, first of the tournament, and it's 4-2 now, Little Falls.
Great heads-up play by Derek Hager to drop that puck back, too. Very heads-up play.
Check that, it's Lyons. He did get the tip. So like you said, it's garbage goals, it's the tip-ins, the things like that that could spark a team to a comeback.
You know, you look at some of these goals, it's just throwing the puck and going to the net. You know, in big games like these, a lot of things can happen once you get the puck to the net.
Thrown out in front. They were looking for Fafa. He was camped out on the doorstep, and somebody canceled him out nicely out in front of the crease. The Flyers with good pressure here. We're skating back on 5-on-5. Hager starts it back up ice. Moving in. Backhand. Scores!
Hager from Hager.
Daniel Hager. And Mankato East Loyola has scored 2 unanswered to make this a 1-goal game.
You know, you talk about the senior leadership, and the Hager brothers have stepped up their play, getting that Mankato East back into this game. Hager, you know, does a great job driving the net, gets it to the back end with his reach. You know, he's 6'2". He uses that reach to get that puck around the goaltender. You know, you teach your young kids to drive the net, go wide, drive the net, take ice, and that was a perfect example. Just taking it wide, going to the net, using that reach, getting the puck. Great play by Daniel Hager.
Jake Miller fanned on a shot out in front, otherwise this one would be tied up. Tyler Lyons and Daniel Hager scoring 59 seconds apart for the Cougars. And that top line has really stepped up here in the second period. Let's check in with Ann.
Well, guys, you know, this is a really intense battle for Mankato East coach Pat Michaud. See, he grew up just outside of St. Cloud. He played for St. Cloud Apollo. Well, Little Falls is a huge rival of St. Cloud Apollo. Not only that, he ended up marrying a girl from Little Falls. When I asked him about playing Little Falls before the game, he said, I wanted no other opponent first off than Little Falls. You think these guys are psyched?
Absolutely. Also, Michael Green, who's a defenseman for Mankato East Loyola. He's got family in Little Falls. As a shot comes in, Kluver didn't see it. Loose underneath his pads. The net comes off its moorings.
It's great to see Mankato East respond after they've been 3 goals down. They're getting the puck to the net and crashing the net.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state.
Now we got a timeout on the ice. 9:50 to go in the period. 4-3 Little Falls. Mankato East Loyola has scored 2 here in the period.
A new and easy way to buy and sell lake property is only 1 click away. LakePlace.com. Visit LakePlace.com for the largest online selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin lake homes, cabins, and lake lots. Search by area, city, lake, or price range to find that perfect lake place. LakePlace.com also features the largest selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin cabin rentals and family resorts. Remember, LakePlace.com, because life is better at the lake.
Time now for our Dairy Queen fan cam as you look at the contingent from Mankato.
This is great. I mean, not only the players that get to play in this state tournament, but the people that have supported them all year get a chance to be here and have fun.
First Mankato team to go to state, as we mentioned earlier. And Phil, I don't think there's any question that when Minnesota State Mankato went Division I, you know, hockey got a higher profile down in southern Minnesota. This is only going to build on that.
Oh, definitely. You know, all those young kids growing up have some people to watch, just like all the people around here get to watch University of Minnesota Gophers. They have somebody down there that they can watch, and they have been very competitive this year.
15-12-1 coming into state tournament play are the Cougars, but their record is probably better than that as they have been bothered by injuries, as we've talked about.
Mankato East has really got some energy after those 2 goals to get them back in the game. They keep throwing the puck to the net, crashing the net. They'll get some rebounds. It's really turned the game around for Mankato East.
Another face-off coming out in front of Kluver and to his right. Biesterveld to take the draw for the Cougars. Flyers open up a 4-1 lead here in the early stages of the period, but Mankato East Loyola has scored 2 to pull back within 1. Jim Pender throws it in behind the cage. Fight for it here in the near corner. Flyers unable to clear the zone, held in. Joey Olson sends one wide. Joey Olson with a big shot from the point.
You can feel the momentum switch right now. Mankato East is sustaining pressure. Little Falls end.
Inez, rink-wide pass. The Flyers clear. Big check at center. Play goes on. Again, it's been very physical here in our first quarterfinal game in Class A. Dumping it in behind. Kyle Grant. The Cougars make a line change. Here's a chance for Little Falls. Snap shot. Save made. Zach Beatty with a good look for Little Falls.
That was almost a touchdown pass from their own zone. I don't know how it found his stick, but it did.
Zach Beatty already with a goal here today. In fact, he got the scoring started this morning. Chance, side of the cage for the Cougars. Rolls in behind the net. They fence for it there. It comes loose, and Ben Hanowski throws it around. This one ripped around the boards, held in at the point. Alex Means dumps it in deeper into the corner. Coming up on 8 minutes to play here in period number 2. A chance out in front for Michael Green, and the southpaw couldn't settle it down out in front.
Michael.
High stick, and we got a whistle here as we take a look at this big hit, Phil.
A textbook way to stay up. It just seems that the forward saw him at the last minute, but he did his job. He contained that man and stood up in the neutral zone.
Shots now 17-13 in favor of the Cougars as their play has elevated a little bit.
It seems like it's tilted a little bit towards Little Falls end right now after those 2 goals by Mankato.
Olson checked hard into the boards. Puck played to the point. Boom. Lost in front. Thrown to the near wall and cleared out by Mankato East. And we've got an icing call with 7:37 to go in the period. Let's check in again with Ann Carroll ringside.
Well, Clay and Phil, as you watch the game, you can notice those AFs on the back of Mankato East Loyola's helmets. Well, they're in honor of this little guy. He's 8-year-old Anthony Ford, and he's a player in the Mankato youth hockey program. He's got some cousins that play in the program as well, but this guy has become very special to this team. He's battling leukemia. They've had his initials on their helmets ever since last year. Minnesota State also has the initials on their helmets as well. He's kind of become an inspiration for that Mankato East Loyola team. They're playing like it too, aren't they?
Sure are, Ann. Thank you very much. Quite a story. Little Falls brings it back. Checked off the puck, and the Cougars come back the other way. Here's Jake Miller, gains the Little Falls line from the circle, throws it out in front. It goes through the slot. He was looking for Isaac Kolstad, who was moving in with a barrel of steam.
Well, it was a 3-on-2, a little bit of 2.5-on-2, but you know, they continue to try to throw the puck at the net. Maybe they found something here. Just get the puck to the net, get some rebounds or tip-ins.
Again, a look at the young man who this team is playing for and has been playing for all year. His initials. A lot of heartwarming stories.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
great to see that some older kids have taken this young man under their wing and playing for him.
Off the draw, Little Falls gains control and brings it back. Paddled to the near corner by Olsen. Ben Hanowski with a 2-goal day already falls down. Tried to play it ahead. The Cougars pick it up and drive it out of the zone. Fight for it there. It comes clear now to Biesterveld. Biesterveld falls down. And Little Falls regains behind their own cage.
You know, the more that Mankato East Loyola can play physical on Little Falls with all the injuries they've had and the sickness, maybe that'll be a big difference in the third period.
Ben Hanowski drives one into the goaltender Jimmy Olsen's equipment. Drawing a whistle with 6:13 to go in the period. 4-3, Little Falls leading in our first Class A quarterfinal.
And you can almost sense Little Falls is getting a little tired, especially after those 2 goals that they got back into this game. It's been physical all day. Mankato East is still finishing their checks.
Off the draw, won by Fessler. Joey Cotton sent a shot that was blocked out in front. Back the other way, here comes Lyons. Throws it out in front, and nobody home. He was looking for Chris Miller, the defenseman who had stepped up into the play, but he was taken out of the play out in front of the net.
The senior line of Hager, and Lyons have done a lot of good work in the offensive zone. They've been cycling the puck, and they're wearing down Little Falls.
Olsen will leave it in behind. Daniel Hager plays it around for Joey Olsen. He starts it up ice. Tried to hit Tyler Lyons. He's a little bit ahead of him. The Flyers dump it back in, and we've got an offside. 5:23 to go, period number 2. Little Falls 4, Mankato East Loyola 3. Don't go away.
Well, baby, walk right in, sit right down, and baby, let your hair hang down. Well, baby, walk right in, sit right down, baby, don't you wait so long. Go, cat, you get it now. Woo. Walk right in, sit right down, baby, let your hair hang down. Woo. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
Our first Class A quarterfinal here on Channel 45 today, the Boys State High School Hockey Tournament. Coming to you from the XL Energy Center in St. Paul. Up in the booth, Phil Housley and I'm Clay Matvick, and we are glad to be here. It's going to be a fun 4 days. So far, a very good first game here in our Class A quarterfinals. Little Falls had a 4-1 lead at one time, but the Cougars have shown signs of life here in period number 2. A race for the puck, a couple of number 20s, TJ Ringwelski and Michael Green. Played to the Little Falls line. The Flyers going back and to settle this one down and regroup for the Flyers.
I think Little Falls would be happy after this period if they have a 1-goal lead, because Mankato East is really taking over right now.
So look at Tony Kuchar's group. Hopefully, for their sake, they'll have enough gas in the tank to finish this one out. He was concerned about it.
Yeah, especially with all those kids throwing up and being sick with the headaches and flu. It's, you know, it does take its toll when you play physical against a team like that, getting into the third period.
Chris Miller plays it along the wall, looking for Olsen. Olsen has it now. Played it to the line, held in nicely by Matt Boone. He sent a shot toward the net. Played over to the far corner. It rolls in behind the cage. Jimmy Olsen looking over his shoulder. A pass in front. Nobody there for Little Falls. Back come the Cougars.
Smart play by number 21, Kyle Grant. Didn't have any room, just getting the puck in.
Kyle Grant with it now. Had a poke checked away there by Justin Petrowski. And the Flyers able to dump it back in, but this will be icing on Little Falls.
I think Mankato East is playing smart in their own end. They're trying to eliminate Little Falls players, and every chance they get to try to get the puck in Little Falls end, they do. And they're getting it in, even if it's in one-on-one isolation, they're trying to get that puck in and try to stay with the momentum that they have right now.
Mankato East has been playing with a scout team in practice, and Pat Michaud talked about that before the game, and he thinks that that's going to be a benefit to his team here in state tournament competition.
Well, you know, it's just like any player. You play against better players, you're going to get better, and they've seemed to have some time to scrimmage and do some things this week before the tournament.
They brought in some guys from Minnesota State to work with them.
So, you know, that's great for them.
Here comes Little Falls, a 2-on-1, now a 2-on-0, they score! That is a goal by Zach Beatty, his second of the day.
Great individual effort. You know, just finding that speed on the outside, taking it to the net, and he picks the far lower corner on Jimmy Olsen to regain a two-goal lead. It's a great individual effort. He catches Michael Green a little flat-footed, goes wide and buries it in the far corner. Just a great, keeps his head up before he takes the shot. Great shot.
For Beatty, his 12th of the season, his second of the tournament. The primary assist going to Fessler. Also on the assist, Matt Inez.
Zach Beatty has scored some big goals recently for Little Falls.
The Cougars trying to answer back, a snapshot right in on the goaltender, Jake Kluver. From Isaac Kolstad, but the save is made.
That's just what Little Falls wanted. They wanted that opportunity. They haven't had a lot of scoring chances this period, and when they had one, they made the best of it.
So look at this last shot by Kolstad. It's one thing we've noticed today when the Flyers have scored. It doesn't take long for Mankato East to respond.
And you're going to need that, especially when you've just gone down 2 goals. They've battled their way back to 1 goal, and now they've given up that 2-goal lead.
Thrown out in front. Couldn't control the backhand. Bo Hanowski out in front. Again, he's been quite a story with all the injuries he's suffered through this year.
Little Falls just got to be careful now. There's only 2.5 minutes left in the period. No outman rushes, no 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s right now.
Icing call here, 2:35 to play in the period, 5-3 Little Falls. Zach Beatty with 2 goals here today, and there's his kid brother. Good looking
thumbs up for his brother. Or maybe that's 2 thumbs up for 2 goals.
Zach Beatty broke his hand back in practice in January and again sat out play until the section tournament. And wow, has he turned it on since coming back.
Yes, he has. He scored the game-winning goal in the section championship game. He's turned it on at the right time in the season.
And that's what you need from your seniors.
You do. You need your senior leadership. If you're going to go anywhere, you have to have your seniors step up, especially in the big games.
Loose along the near wall in the Cougars zone. Mankato East is able to clear it. Biesterveld got it ahead, got it to the Little Falls line, and then dumping it right back in for the Flyers is Ranielski. Playing it there is Olsen. Got it ahead to Mitch Anderson. Anderson pinned up against the wall. Bodies go down to the ice. Squirts loose in behind the cage now with it. It's Biesterveld.
Looks like Little Falls is being very patient offensively right now. They have that third guy high. They're not going to give anything. to Mankato East, especially with a minute and a half to remain in this period.
Another icing call here, a minute and a half to go in the middle period. Little Falls 5, Mankato East Loyola 3.
Zach Beatty, that was a huge goal, especially towards the end of the period, to get that 2-goal deficit back, or that 2-goal lead back, and hopefully they can take that into the locker room. I know the coach would be pleased if they had that 2-goal lead.
Coming up in our second game, Duluth Marshall, the #1 team in Class A. They've been basically ranked #1 all season long. They'll be taking on the Blake School. Should be fun.
Should be a good matchup.
Puck bouncing in the circle. Comes out to the point. Shot from the point. Gets right in on the goaltender, Kluver. Chris Miller rifled it in from about 50 feet out. A save made. A minute 13 to go in the period. Well, where would you be without your friends? Join 45 and your favorite friends weeknights at 10 on 45 television with variety. Shots 19-15 in favor of the Cougars. Here's another one that gets in on Kluver. Save made. Derek Hager angling that one toward the net.
Minute and 8 seconds left. Little Falls has got to be careful, especially on these little face-off plays in their own zone. They got to know their routes. They got to know their man. Derek Hager just had a little shot there on the goaltender Kluver. They've got to clean it up here.
Bad play there by Matt Boone. Almost turned it over in his own zone. Able to get it ahead now at center. Moving in, Beatty again, looking for the hat trick. Backhand shot and the save made by Olsen.
You know, Mankato East being 2 goals down, they're playing aggressive. And that's great time for Little Falls to capitalize on their mistakes.
As a supporting partner, Minnesota State High School.
Seems like the puck's just following Zach Beatty around today. This is a chance to get the hat trick, and Jimmy Olsen comes up with a big save, especially the latter part of this second period.
Now, if he could have pulled that back a little bit more and then raised that backhand up a little bit, he might have had the hat trick. Shot gets through to Olsen. He makes the paddle save. Bouncing puck now here in the corner with under 45 seconds to play in period number 2. Little Falls with a 2-1 lead. This one does get to the net, and Olsen traps it.
You know, that was such a huge save for Mankato. I mean, that brings them back to 3 goals being down. Let's see how Mankato responds to that big save to keep it just 2-goal deficit for Mankato.
Olsen 13-8-1 on the season with a 2.9 goals against and a save percentage of almost 91%. Big kid, 6'3", 185 pounds. So he takes up a lot of space between the pipes. Held in by Little Falls. They have a 2-goal lead as we're under 30 seconds to go in the period now. This one is going to trickle in on the goaltender. He paddles it away. Trying to settle it down as Fessler carries it over to the far wall, regains possession, starts his way back toward the net, has it picked off. Coming back is Kolstad. He's met at the line. Loose puck. Coming in is Jake Miller, but the Cougars are offside.
I wonder if Tony Korcher with Jared Fessler stick handling high out in the offensive zone will be happy about that play. But, you know, I know he's trying to create something offensively, but he's got to think defense, especially late in the second period here.
This draw to come outside the Little Falls zone. Little Falls, the champs of 4A. They beat Alexandria 3-1 to get here. Third place is their highest ever Central Lakes Conference finish. So they had a good regular season here in the state tournament as we have a hooking call now on Tyler Lyons. So Little Falls will have a power play here that will most likely carry into the third period.
It's not what Mankato wanted right now, especially at the end of the second period. Little Falls is going to be going on the power play. They're going to be well rested. Get all those kids back that were sick. Get them healthy for the third period.
So a big game so far for Zach Beatty, picking up his second goal here of the day in period number 2, and he has given the Flyers a 2-goal lead, 5-3, as we have 2 periods in the books.
Mankato East battled back to get within 1 goal of Little Falls, but Zach Beatty with a huge goal to make it 2 goals ahead now for Little Falls.
All right, let's check in down ringside where Pat Michaud, the head coach of Mankato East Loyola, is with Ann Carroll.
Well, Coach, your team looked like a different team in that second period. They battled back. They don't want to go home. Thoughts on the period?
Oh, it was a much better period for us the first period. We just made some mental mistakes. We got one or two breakdowns along the way. I think they kind of got the jitters out, but, giving up that goal there at the end of the game or at the end of the period, I think it was really, we couldn't afford to do that right now. So we got one period we've been down many times before. We were down in, the semifinals. We've been down before, and I think we're capable of getting back into this.
That top line is awfully fast. The Hager brothers anchor that line. Tell me what makes them such good leaders.
You're kind of seeing it on the ice. They can flat out play, and when they get going, they are tough to stop. So hopefully they can get us going here in the third period.
Coach, thanks so much. That's Coach Pat Michaud of Mankato East, his team trailing Little Falls 4-3, guys.
All right, Ann, thank you very much. Pat in his 11th year at the helm of the Cougars. His team down a couple of goals. Our second intermission is coming up here on Channel 45.
Here's a brand new Town & Country van. Here's a 2005 pre-owned Town & Country van from Barnett Chrysler Jeep Kia. See the difference? The new van has stow-and-go seats. So does this one. The new van has rear air and loads of options. Same with Barnett's. Now see if you can notice one big difference. The Barnett van, you save over $12,000. That's a 2005 Town & Country for just $14,900. Get the Barnett Chrysler Jeep Kia today. Highway 61 just north of 694 on the White Bear Auto Strip.
For better mental health, take a tip from Dr. Crane.
Me and my stupid advice.
Be kind. Stay fit.
Run, Niles, run! The beast is loose!
Remember, family is everything.
I've forgotten what a weird little person you are.
And most important, laugh out loud.
Yeah! Yeah!
For best results, Dr. Crane prescribes a healthy dose of Frasier.
Exactly.
Television with variety. Busy families are always looking for a little help. One that helps make it safer for your kids, is great at keeping things organized, and is a versatile multitasker. But if all that's not enough, check out our stellar references, like a Consumer Guide Best Buy Award, Dodge Grand Caravan. A little help goes a long way. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus make no monthly payments until October. Hurry, offers end March 31st.
A new and easy way to buy and sell lake property is only one click away. LakePlace.com. Visit LakePlace.com for the largest online selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin lake homes, cabins, and lake lots. Search by area, city, lake, or price range to find that perfect lake place. LakePlace.com also features the largest selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin cabin rentals and family resorts. Remember, LakePlace.com, because life is better at the lake.
And some of the Mankato East Loyola faithful in the crowd, hoping that their team can come back from a 2-goal deficit going into the third period. The first time ever that Mankato has sent a team here to the state tournament. So a lot of excitement in the city of Mankato. Of course, there have been a lot of legendary coaches who have brought teams to this state tournament over the years. Last year during our coverage, you may recall, we had a chance to sit down with some of the biggest legends in Minnesota high school hockey history at the coaching level. We've taken some highlights, some of our favorite moments from those interviews, and put them together for you now. Let's take a look.
How about 29 seconds ago and Scott Bloom scoring the winning goal? Yeah, that stands out. There's no question about that. That stands out in all of my memories. There's no that's the biggest.
It's in my memory too.
and that's especially makes it more in my memory because it was against you. So yes, we do feel that was a pretty special one. But truly, you think about the thing that I probably stands out the most in my mind is watching my son getting his second gold medal the following year, and just thinking to myself, just getting here and winning a second one and having your son be there with you, it's just unbelievable. So those two memories are just gigantic in my mind.
Tom, you had 5 state championship teams. Now, when you look at 5 teams, was there any special memory of the 5 that would be most prominent in your mind?
Well, it's funny how things like that happen. When we first qualified to go to state, I immediately called Willard to get some advice, some help, whatever, and he hit it right on the head when he said, Tom, when you least expect something, that's when it's going to happen. In 1980, our first trip, we had 10 kids get Division I scholarships off that team, and yet took third. The next year we had probably, 2/3 as much talent, but win the state because we got lucky, and that's what you've got to be. You got to get the right breaks. Winning 3 in a row was something because those, our team in '94, led by Joe Bianchi and Mike Crowley. I mean, those kids, those two came up. I mean, and stood the test of time because they were on all 3 state championship teams. That was really something. And then the final thing that really comes out in my mind is in 2002 when I retired, and all the nice things that was said about me and the reception I got from the town of St. Paul, people I've never, ever met before in my life, and the way they treated me and everything was just incredible. I mean, it was just, I couldn't believe it.
Willard, it's got to be real tough for you to pick out the most memorable moment when you had success as a player winning the state tournament, and so many times 8 state champions as a coach. If you had to pick one, what's it going to be?
Well, the first 4 times that our teams went to the state tournament, we had trouble getting by the first round. In fact, we never did get by the first round, and that first game is so important because your bubble breaks, boy, if you don't get by that first game. And we were always paired up. As you know, we rotate different sections each year, and it seems like the team that we lost to in the first round, those first 4 appearances, either went on to win the tournament or was in the finals. And we finally, in '69, we won the first game on Thursday and went all the way to the finals and won against Warroad in overtime. And I would have to say just winning that first title was the biggest thrill because we worked so hard those other 4 years to get to the finals and never did make it. So the whole tournament is that first game. You got to win that first game, and every time we did, we ended up in the finals. We never lost in the Friday game. So I guess the whole tournament, you got to gear up and get ready to play. And I think a lot of teams come into that tournament not quite ready to play, and before they know it, they're out of it. So that Thursday game is the most important game.
And our thanks to Lou Nanny for that wonderful conversation with those really legendary coaches. And Dave, you might be a legend in the making. You've won a couple of state championships in girls hockey. And what is it like for you to listen to these guys talk about their history in the game and how much this means to them?
Well, you can see how much it means to them. They certainly are legends, and what makes them so special is that they give back to the game so much. They're not just about coaching, but they give back to whether leadership roles on the Coaches Association. I know Tom Soderdahl and Tom Osiki were very influential to me as a young coach and were very helpful, and that's what it's all about. They're great people, great guys, and it goes to show what great people can do.
And Mike, you were a coach both at the high school and college level. It's amazing when people try to understand how difficult it is to bring teams here, not just once or twice, but over and over and over again, and then win the state championship.
Well, I think you're seeing the Minnesota State High School League Hockey Coaches Hall of Fame right there. These people are very, very special. In my mind, I really wonder if we're going to have any of that in boys hockey again. I think it's extremely difficult today for teams to repeat. And these guys really were special. They built programs from the ground up. They started them. Willard, Tom Soderdahl, and those guys. I mean, it's unbelievable what they accomplished.
All right, well, we got plenty of hockey action left today. We're going to take a look inside the Blake hockey room. They're getting ready for the second game this afternoon, coming up in just a little bit when our coverage of the Class A Boys High School Hockey Championship continues.
Whoa. Hey, buddy.
Yeah?
You want to buy a car?
No. What?
$20. Those precious baby wacky.
Seriously?
$20. Come on, $20.
All right. 20. Oh, man.
No matter what stage you're at in life, there's a Wells Fargo nearby to help. Get more than free checking. Get to your next stage.
I walked out of the basement to see my home totally gone. Nothing but a bunch of lumber and bricks.
When something like this happens, you wonder how you're ever going to get your life back.
American Family really came through for us.
They far exceeded my expectations. You hope you never have a fire, you hope you never have a tornado wipe away your house, but this is what you buy insurance for, is the way we were treated.
American Family Insurance.
Becker is reimagining how you shop for furniture with our huge store makeover underway. Experience Minnesota's furniture destination with extra savings at the largest Lane Comfort Showcase in Minnesota, deals for every budget in our massive leather gallery, and special offers in our huge game room gallery, plus amazing offers store-wide.
Nobody beats our selection, and nobody beats our prices.
At Becker Furniture World, Highway 10, Becker.
You are getting sleepy. I will always wear my seatbelt.
I will always wear my seatbelt.
Everyone in Minnesota should buckle up.
Everyone in Minnesota should buckle up.
You will never high stick again.
Don't count on it.
Driving without a seatbelt? Now that's a penalty.
An exciting period of action is ahead. Little Falls clinging to a 5-3 lead over Mankato East Loyola. On Sunday, the Mr. Hockey will be announced in Minnesota. These are the finalists for that award. You can see Jay Baraball's name at the top of the list. Not here. They were the defending state champions at Class 2A, but they were knocked out in the sections. And you can see the list of all the other players. We're going to talk about a few of these guys right now. We'll be talking about them throughout the tournament. But Mike McGraw, let me start with you. Who stands out to you on this list?
Well, there are two players I would like to comment about. First one is Jay Baraball. I mean, he is a great high school hockey player. He has a great feel for the game, and he has all the skill in the world. And I think he's just, it's a tragedy he isn't here for everybody in the state to see. The other one is an outstate player, Carl Sneap from Brainerd High School. Big, strong, mobile defenseman who can handle a puck and was maybe the heart and soul of the Brainerd team this year, and probably their best team ever in high school.
And the interesting thing is only one of these players is in the state tournament at either the Class A or 2A level. Who do you like on this list?
Well, you know, you look at a kid like Joey Miller out of Wayzata. I mean, I think he's probably good at everything he does. He showed us this fall in football. On the hockey rink, he's just a stud. I look for him to be very successful. The kid from Breck, Jordan Fulton, he's made his impact already in the state tournament a couple years ago. He's on his way to UMD. I look for big things for him in college.
Yeah, Joey Miller was a steamroller in football. He was also a steamroller in hockey. People didn't like to see him coming at him on the ice. You're looking at the Duluth Marshall locker room. The Hilltoppers getting ready for their big quarterfinal game coming up as our coverage continues.
Right now, Rainbow is cutting prices on the stuff you love best. We're calling it Rainbow's Feel Good event because when you save this much, oh baby, you're gonna feel good.
A great tradition in Minnesota high school sports returns. 45 brings you the intensity and the excitement that define the Minnesota State High School League tournaments. It continues March 8th with the Minnesota State High School League Boys Hockey Tournament. 45 is the Twin Cities sports powerhouse, delivering full game coverage and in-depth stories. Create lasting memories with the Minnesota State High School League tournaments only on 45. Presented by Wells Fargo, the next stage.
The signs are everywhere. It's Toyota's premier event. While you're there, check out the Toyota trucks with great deals going on now. Lease the 06 Tundra Double Cab 4x4 for only $269 a month with no down payment and $669 due at signing. Or choose $1,500 in customer cash. And now lease the 06 4Runner for $299 a month or get $1,000 in customer cash. Toyota's premier event is on. Don't miss it. Toyota, moving forward.
An NDSU education is an amazing experience.
The price, the activities, the opportunities, the academics.
The professors at NDSU give you a lot of real-world experience. They're always there to go out of their way to help a student, which is going to be a huge advantage.
You get an incredible education for the price that you pay.
From looking back where you started to where you end up is really great to see that transformation.
So if you want to know what NDSU is really like,
just ask me.
Ask me. Ask me.
Go to ndsu.edu/askme.
If you like offense, we've got offense. 8 goals scored so far, 37 shots on goal. An exciting third period ahead. Let's go up to the booth with Clay Matvick and Phil Housley, guys.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Little Falls 5, Mankato East Loyola 3. We've got 2 periods behind us, and it's been an up-tempo game thus far. I guess we can't expect anything different in period number 3.
Well, Mankato East, being down 4-1 in the second period, battled back to make it 4-3, but Zach Beatty, who had saved his best for last, playing very well in the sections and very well tonight, scored a huge goal for Little Falls to make it 5-3.
Little Falls with a pair from Zach Beatty, a pair from Ben Hanowski, one of those shorthanded. And when you talk about the Little Falls power play, they will start on power play here in period number 3, so that's an advantage for Little Falls as we look forward to the final 17 minutes. But that shorthanded goal that Hanowski scored earlier should bring it up now. They've got 11 shorthanded goals on the season, and 3 came against Wilmer in the section finals alone. When you talk special teams, and Little Falls will be on special teams here to start the period, they are very effective, whether it's penalty kill or power play.
Yeah, Little Falls is very aggressive, but we'll see how Mankato handles this. If they can kill this, get back to work, try to grind it, try to get that 2-goal deficit into 1, and maybe get a sniff and maybe get some energy, but they have to kill this penalty first.
The opening draw dumped into the Little Falls zone, and going back for it there is Jim Pender. Little Falls trying to advance to the second round for the first time in school history. They got beat out in the first round last year. 9-1 to the team we'll see in our next game, Duluth Marshall.
It just seems that both teams on the power play in this morning's game have never really gotten settled in to be able to carry the puck in the zone.
This is the 3rd power play for Little Falls. They are 0 for 2 so far today. Pender at the line, has it taken away. Cougars clear at the length of the ice and buy some time on this penalty kill. The penalty has 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining to Tyler Lyons.
Little Falls, this is no time to relax right now. They got to try to get some momentum with some scoring chances on this power play and not let Mankato East back into this game.
Taken away deep. Little Falls trying to finally set up here on power play. 35 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here is Boone.
This is good. I think Little Falls is the first time all game that they've been able to set it up.
They move to the net, broken up nicely. Getting in front, Michael Green, as he dropped down to his belly to block that shot.
Got to keep moving the puck around, find that good shot, and get it to the net.
Boone and Inez working the point. Side of the net. Close range shot off the top of the net.
That hit the crossbar.
And getting a breaker, the Cougars, they almost went down. 3 goals, and Lyons is out of the box. They're back at full strength. Ben Hanowski put one off the crossbar.
It was a great kill for Mankato. They didn't give up much, only that crossbar, but this is great for Mankato. Now they can get organized and try to get back into this game.
Icing here with 14:45 to go. Let's take a look from our overhead cameras. Ben Hanowski almost got the hat trick.
Yes, he's had, that same shot earlier in the game that he scored on, but this one finds the crossbar, and maybe that'll be the difference for Mankato trying to get back into this game.
It wasn't a hard shot, so I didn't hear the clang of the crossbar. It was such a close-range, soft shot, but Hanowski almost got the hat trick and almost made this a 3-goal lead for Little Falls.
Clay, I'm old, but I still have good eyesight.
You the man. That's why you make the big money.
Yeah.
Little Falls trying to clear the zone. We're back to 5-on-5. Squirting around is Jim Pender. He's going to take a long-range shot. Jimmy Olsen, the pad save. And now high stick here, and we're going to have a face-off coming out in front of Olsen in the Cougars zone with 14:08 to play in the period.
Well, Mankato East has got to try to find something here to get themselves back into this game. I think what they did earlier was try to get the puck to the net, and try to crash in that, and try to create some scoring chances.
Shots now 15, check that, 20-17 in favor of Mankato East. But Little Falls has the lead on the scoreboard. Shoveling it out to neutral ice and out of play. That's Mitch Anderson clearing the rink. And we'll have another face-off coming up.
Little Falls has got to be careful now. They can't afford to give the puck away in the offensive zone or have a turnover in the neutral zone to create a 2-on-1. Just play safe, keep the puck moving forward, and they'll get chances from Mankato East trying to be aggressive now since the 2 goes down.
Zach Laird won the draw for Little Falls, moved toward the net, but the Cougars intercept and bring it back the other way. Thrown back out by the Flyers. At the Cougars line, settling it down as Alex Means working it ahead. And I think we had a high stick. And we got a whistle, and we're coming back. 13:36 to go in the period. 5-3 Little Falls.
All right, boys. Here it is. HD TV. What else is on?
Come on, man. Anything besides the Bird Channel.
Just this. Sometimes there's a skating show on. Hey, guys. It's about to call.
Supercharge your HD TV with Dish HD. With nearly twice as many national HD channels, it's America's largest high-definition lineup. Dish Network. More HD for you, better TV.
Third period brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. With Ann Carroll, Phil Housley, and our entire team from Channel 45. Welcome back to St. Paul in the State Boys Class A hockey tournament.
Got a good matchup right now. Derek Hager's line and Jared Fessler's line from Little Falls are up against each other.
Ooh, big hit there in the Little Falls zone. Jared Fessler with it now. It comes out in front. And the Flyers able to clear it out. Joey Cotton works it to the line. Broken up. Still loose. Now lugged to the near wall by Daniel Hager. He's checked off the puck. Dumped in behind the net. Comes along the near wall. Here is Joey Cotton. Gets it back out to center. Dumped right back in by Means.
Got to feel urgency right now for Mankato East. They got to try to get something going here, even if it's just some shots.
Icing again. 12:40 to play in the period. Let's go rinkside and check in with Ann.
Guys, Little Falls head coach Tony Kuchar, well, he's got a soft spot in his heart for the goalie position. He played goalie at the University of North Dakota, played 3 years for UND, and he runs his practices around the goaltenders. They're very active in practice. They take a lot of shots, get a lot of different looks at the puck, and as you can tell, number 30, Little Falls goalie Jake Kluver has played very well, and you know, he's on the comeback. He tore his MCL in the football season, took him to mid-season to recover. 17 wins this season. He's played well today, looking for win number 18, guys.
Thanks, Ann. Yeah, Kluver has looked good today here for Little Falls. And since he did have that injury back in the fall, you probably wondered what kind of a senior season he would have. He only missed a little bit of time in January because of a flare-up, but wow, he has been the backbone of this team to get him to the state tournament.
Well, it's a credit to him. He must have worked hard at rehabbing it, because that's a tough injury to come back from.
Under 12 minutes to go now in regulation. Little Falls has led from the outset. Backhanded into the zone by Biesterveld for the Cougars. They fight for it and dug out of that far corner. Zach Laird brings it out. Pass fired out at neutral ice, intercepted momentarily. The Cougars send it back to the Little Falls line. Out in front of the benches. 5 or 6 players scrum for it there. Backhanded into the zone by Means.
Little Falls is doing a good job defensively. Mankato East has not sustained any pressure since the period started.
TJ Ringwelski couldn't clear it for the Flyers. Cougars with a good forecheck here. Here's Derek Hager moving to the net. in front. Now it's kicked loose. Here's Lyons with it. Had it poke checked away nicely by Fessler. Loose in behind the cage. Olsen trying to center it in front. Now they get it out in front here for Michael Green. A shot goes wide.
That was
Derek Hager with another good look in close.
That was the first time in the period that Mankato East has sustained any kind of pressure. And as a result, Lyons, Hager, and Hager. Michael Green takes a shot here. And Hager's right on the doorstep. He just couldn't finish it.
That's our save of the game, brought to you by Stauber's Goal Crease. Another big one for Kluver. Back to live action. Backhand shot right on by Lyons. And again, Kluver standing tall.
The senior line of Hager, and Lyons has done a lot of good hard work cycling the puck and taking the puck to the net.
Here comes Cotton with speed. Checked here along the boards. Played back to the line. And out of the zone by the Cougars. Dumping it in is Lyons. And this will be icing on Mankato East Loyola.
It seems like every time Hager and Lyons are on the ice, they create something offensively. Little Falls has got to be aware of that, play well in their own end. You think as the period goes on that Mankato East is going to take some chances, and hopefully maybe Little Falls can counter that and get a turnover in a 2-on-1.
Little Falls has no shots this period. Mankato leading in that category 3-0 right now. And leading in the game in shots 23-17, but on the scoreboard it's Little Falls by 2. Means will lug it up the ice and try to clear the zone. He does. Gets it ahead for Miller. Miller moves it in behind the net. Kluver will leave it back there. Played out momentarily by Little Falls. Right back in.
Right now, every time Little Falls gets the puck out of their zone, it's a victory because they do not want to let Mankato East get back into this game.
From the circle, a shot right on, and the save made. Jimmy Olsen. With the stop, 9:35 to go in the period, 5-3 Little Falls.
Saab was founded by 16 aircraft engineers. Their spirit lives on. The turbocharged Saab 9.3 Sport Sedan with an estimated 31 miles per gallon highway. When you used to build jets, you don't build just another car.
The March leasing event is here at Maury Saab. Lease a new 9.3 Sport Sedan for $299 plus tax and license with $29.99 down. Program ends March 31st, 2006.
Our game summary brought to you by 5 Eyewitness News and Phil. Little Falls 5-3 here in the third period with 9:35 to go.
Yes, Daniel Hager and Derek Hager have been the story for the Cougars, but Zach Beatty and Ben Hanowski have 2 goals each, but Zach Beatty having 2 of the most important goals for Little Falls.
Beatty a +4 on the day right now. Played in behind the net and out of the zone by the Cougars. Little Falls quick to dump it back in.
That's all Little Falls wants to do. It seems like they're hanging back. They're going to make Mankato East beat them. They're going to have their guys back. And every time they get a chance, they're going to try to get it in Mankato East zone.
Well, Tony Kuchar told us that the Flyers' MO is try and score early. Get a big period early, and then, well, that's what they've done anyways. They've hung on to games, and it's kind of what we're seeing here.
Well, you know, Tony Kircher said they're not able to put 3 periods together, and we saw a result of that in the second when Mankato East got into this game until Zach Beatty had that huge 5th goal for Little Falls.
Changing directions, Petrowski gets it ahead. Clearing the zone there is Laird for Little Falls. Cougars shovel it right back in. Michael Green sends it in deep. Lyons the first one there. Plays it in behind the goaltender Kluver. Over to the far boards. Daniel Hager with it. Played it to the point. A shot was deflected. And it rolls in behind the net.
I've told you before that when Lyons, Hager, and Hager are out there, they've created something. I know it sounds like a law firm, Hager, and Lyons, but they've done a great job.
Fessler moving in. Centering pass. Nobody home for the Flyers. Coming up on 8 minutes to play here in regulation. Fessler again. Centering pass. Chance for Little Falls. Shot goes wide. Lucas Jorgensen took a whack at that and almost made it 6-3.
And that could have closed the door on Mankato East. They're still in this game. You know, when Little Falls is clogging up the neutral zone, every chance they get, they got to get it behind Little Falls D and try to go to work and cycle the puck down low.
Big check thrown there by Big Jim Pender. He's 6'2", 225. He's going to play college football somewhere. You don't want to take a hit from that big defenseman.
He's a big boy.
Battle for it along the far wall, dugout. Little Falls sustaining good pressure here. Turns, fires at Zach Beatty, picked off by Olsen. Olsen able to work it ahead. Kolstad. Here's Kolstad, gains the Little Falls line, working toward the net with speed. Centering pass off the stick of Jake Miller. His shot stopped and it goes wide of the net.
I don't think Jake Miller anticipated that puck to get to him.
Now here's Beatty. Tips it ahead. Here comes Ben Hanaus. He's got 2 goals on the day. He's got his brother Bo with him. Shot! Saved by Jimmy Olsen.
It's like what I said earlier, you know, Mankato East is going to try to be aggressive. Little Falls is going to take advantage of 2-on-1. Big hit.
Pender hit.
That's a big boy. He's 6'2", 225. It's a big save for Mankato East to keep him in this game right now by Jimmy Olsen.
Draw out in front of Olsen with 6:47 to go in this first quarterfinal game of the day.
Looks like Mankato East is going 2 lines right now with here Hager and Lyons.
The backs are up against it now. Time is their enemy as a long shot comes in on Olsen. He leaves it there for Means. Means has it taken away. Out in front in the slot, there was a momentary chance for Jorgensen. Couldn't settle it down. It's played over to the far wall. Brought in behind the net by Jorgensen. He's ridden off the puck. Daniel Hager able to clear it out to neutral ice. Batted back to the line. The Cougars finally able to push it into the Little Falls zone. Coming up on 6 minutes to go. Justin Petrowski ahead to Beatty. Beatty leaves it back for Jared Fessler. He's been quiet today, but he is so potent. Coming into the day, the leading scorer on this team with 78 points. Storzinger sent it through the slot to the near wall. Here's Bo Hanowski with it, ridden off the puck. Now Ben Hanowski driving in, and the save made by Olsen. Little Falls 5 minutes and 36 seconds away from moving on here. The Flyers have the lead, but let's not count the Cougars out just yet.
No matter what stage you're at in life, Wells Fargo has the home equity account to help. Make the most of your home. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Phil, Little Falls has outshot Mankato East 5-1 in the last 5 minutes. You get the sense that they're starting to feel it here as they're getting very close to moving on in the state championship.
They're going to have to take some chances now. They're down by 2, and as a result, Little Falls has had a couple 2-on-1s. But, you know, if you want to get back in this game, Mankato East has got to take some chances.
With Phil Housley, I'm Clay Matvick and Carroll working ringside. We're glad to have you along today on Channel 45 for our state championship coverage. Boys hockey tournament. Class A quarterfinals today. The AA quarters are tomorrow here from the XL Energy Center in St. Paul. Our first game of the day, pretty good crowd, very lively.
Great crowd here today. Everybody's excited to be here just like you and me. It's a great time of year.
The Cougars desperately need to get a goal. Big shot from the point. Jimmy Olsen able to see it all the way as that one came in from Pender. Flyers maintaining pressure here. Hanowski, shot from the circle, whistles wide and out the plexiglass.
You know, Hager and Lyons are out there again. If they're going to have to spend energy playing defense, they're not going to have anything offensively.
And we've got a penalty here. This is going to be a slashing call. And it's going to go against Mankato East Loyola, and this is the thing they can least afford.
Yeah, this is bad timing for Mankato East. especially when you're going only 2 lines right here towards the end of the period, and then one of your better players goes off for a slash. You know, they're going to have to try to create something off this penalty kill. I mean, you could still score on the penalty kill. Benanowski's done it for Little Falls. Maybe they can get something offensively to try to get back into this game.
At 12:08, it's Joey Olson going off for slashing. Power play number 4 on the day for Little Falls. So far, 0 for 3. And this power play brought to you by LakePlace.com. Here's Pender at the point. Sends it down and picked off and sent back the other way by the Cougars.
You know, usually in this situation, a coach, if coach has a forward on defense playing on the power play, he'll put 2 D-men back there just in case something goes wrong on the power play. You'll have 2 guys back there that know how to play defense.
Fessler pulled off the wall and pulled down to the ice, but no whistle from the officials. Cleared down by the Cougars as they kill some time on this penalty kill. We talked about the effectiveness of their penalty kill during the section tournament. They held Marshall to 1 for 8 on power play in the finals, and it's clicking along at over 90%, which is exceptional. But right now, they need to be scoring goals, not killing penalties.
Yes, they do. But you know, they're going to cheat right now on their penalty kill to try to, you know, sneak behind Little Falls D if they can get a chance to.
Bo Hanowski takes it around the cage and throws it over to the far wall. Up top, here's Boone, one-timer shot, they score! The rebound batted in by Bo Hanowski. And that might be the haymaker right there.
Oh, I have to think so. That's a huge goal. You know, Mankato came back from a 3-goal deficit to make it a 1-goal deficit, but I think that might be the nail in the coffin. And again, your power play, you're working around. They haven't done a good job for the game today, but they did today. A shot, you know, a screen, tip, and Benanowski is there for the rebound and puts it away. Right place at the right time for him. I don't know if that's the hat trick or not for Benanowski, but
well, this is Bo Hanowski, his brother.
Oh,
had
Bo.
it been Ben,
Okay.
then it would have been the hat trick.
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you, it's a little confusing. We got so many brothers out on the ice here today.
Well, they're keeping it a family affair anyways. They keep it in the family, and it's great that both of them could contribute for Little Falls.
Bo Hanowski with his 5th goal of the season, but keep in mind, even though he's one of the better players, he hasn't been able to play a lot this season because of the injuries. That's why it's only goal number 5. But it's a big one. It makes it 6-3 now, Little Falls. The assist going to Boone and Inez.
It's going to be tough now for Mankato East to come back after being 3 goals with just less than 2 minutes remaining in this period.
Little Falls Flyers fans starting to feel it now. And Tony Kuchar before the game, Phil, was so worried about his team's health and the fact that they got blown out in the first round last year. He didn't want to see a repeat of that here today, but wow, as his team responded. But the Cougars score here to make it 6-4 with 2:27 to play. It's a goal by Isaac Kolstad, and let's not blow out the candles just yet.
No, this might give them the life they need. There's still a lot of hockey left to be played. 2.5 minutes left in the game. There's a lot of hockey left. It's a great shot by Isaac Kolstad, just getting it to the net, making the goalie make saves. And I know Jake Kluber would want to have that one back.
Yeah, Kluber had a little trouble figuring out where that rebound was going, and it was actually going behind him, bouncing into the net for the 4th goal of the game for Mankato East Loyola, and the 9th of the season for the goal scorer Kolstad. It's unassisted.
Let's see what kind of life this brings to Mankato with 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd period.
Big shot from the point, Jorgensen.
14-33.
Another one sent wide. The Falls with a lot of pressure here as we have a interference call coming up. Well, it's time for our play of the game. It's brought to you by Touchstone Energy Cooperatives of Minnesota. It was that shorthanded goal by Ben Hanowski in the first period.
Yeah, what a great individual effort. He picks off the puck. This is shorthanded, a huge goal for Little Falls.
Bananowski with 2 goals here today. 11 shorthanded goals this season, as we mentioned earlier, for the Flyers.
You know, you talk about Little Falls, and last year, you know, they got routed 9-1 by Duluth Marshall. And, you know, you talk about experience in the state tournament. A lot of their players have returned. They only have 7 seniors this year. All those younger players, younger classmen are getting a taste of what it is to be like in the state tournament. And I think it's that experience that has given them a 6-4 lead.
Well, a power play here, a big one for the Cougars. As Fessler goes off for interference, comes at the 15:08 mark. And Phil, let's take a look at this penalty.
Well, I think the 2 guys got tangled up, and he just got a stick around his leg. And you know, those penalties really kill coaches, because it's away from the play. It has nothing to do with the play. And you know, this gives a chance for Mankato to get back in this game. I mean, this would be huge for them going in to the last minute, maybe pulling their goalie and trying to tie it up here.
This power play brought to you by LakePlace.com. Mankato East on power play today, 1 for 3. They have collected 4 shots total with the man advantage. Boy, they need to get a lot of shots on net on this man advantage.
Yes, they do, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull his goalie around the 1 minute mark to make it a 6-on-4.
A minute 52 to go in regulation. So, essence, Mankato East with the man advantage for the rest of this contest. Centering pass in front. Isaac Kolstad with a shot that went wide. JT Miller has it now. Back up top. Daniel Hager. Back for Miller. In front. They score! Michael Green! And it's a 1-goal game.
This is huge for Mankato. What a big goal in the power play to get them back in this game. You talked about it earlier. How the momentum has switched in this game is unbelievable.
Here's another look.
You know, you talk about just getting the puck to the net. Michael Green's in the right spot at the right time, and he buries it to make this a 1-goal deficit or 1-goal game right now. And I'm look for Mankato East, if they get the puck in the Little Falls zone, to pull their goalie.
Michael Green has relatives in Little Falls. His grandparents are up there, and he even said hi to Grandpa during the introductions. He scores a big one here to pull his team within 1. 6-5, Little Falls now just trying to hang on.
Yes, you can see Mankato East being very aggressive, which they got to do. They want to try to tie this game up.
This one deflected.
And Miller, 15-31.
Chance in front for Little Falls. Backhand shot by Fessler. Save made by Olsen, and he covers up, drawing the whistle with 54 seconds and change to go. Wow.
They had a breakaway there. That might be costly. You never know. You have a chance to have a scoring chance like that, to bury it, to make it a 7-5 game. It's still a 1-goal lead. I would have thought that they would have pulled their goalie once they entered Little Falls zone, but unfortunately for them, they did it, because the guy would have had an open net.
Big draw here. Little Falls is going to control it. Swatted back in deep. 45 seconds to play. The Cougars have to clear their zone. Fessler drags it in deeper for Little Falls. Taken away here by Derek Hager. This is an important rush for Mankato East.
Got to get it in.
Dumps it in, wraps it around. They pulled the goaltender. An extra attacker is on for the Cougars.
Got to have better puck support right now. You got 6 guys on the ice. Got to have 2 guys on the puck everywhere.
Miller sent it in front. Knocked down. Olsen a shot. Bouncing puck and controlled by Kluver.
Huge save for Kluver right there to swallow up that rebound. There's 2 guys from Mankato East on the doorstep.
16 seconds left.
Huge face-off right now for Mankato East. If they can win it back, I know they have some sort of play that they have on a 6-5 situation. Hopefully they can execute something and get a good shot.
Little Falls has led the whole way, but now they're just trying to hang on. Important face-off. Miller there for the Cougars.
See where JT Miller goes with this puck. It gets back.
Shot from the point goes wide. 11 seconds to play. Holding it in is Green. Plays it around to the far boards. Daniel Hager there. Trying to get it to the front of the net. 2 seconds to play. Little Falls is moving on.
You know, you got to hand it to Mankato East, though. They just kept coming back, being down 4-1, making it 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, and now they made it a 6-5 game. My hat off to them for not quitting. Just shows what a great program they've had this year and the trials and tribulations that they've gone through, and my hat's off to them to come back as hard as they did.
Mankato East Loyola. The record falls to 15-13-1 as they're defeated here in the opening round by Little Falls, 6-5, the Flyers. They finally got to state last year after losing in the section finals 5 different times, but did not have a good opening round. But here today, Zach Beatty, our Dodge player of the game, he and the rest of the Flyers move on to round number 2.
You know, when we talked to Tony Korcher before the game, he said his players were sick. I don't know if he was playing possum there or not, but I think his team played very spirited. They scored at the right time in the game, and I think the biggest goal, Zach Beatty, to make it 5-3, might have taken a little out of the sails of Mankato East.
All right, let's go ringside to Ann Carroll.
Wow, what a game this guy had, Zach Beatty, the senior, and you guys pulled it out. Just talk about the emotion behind the win.
Well, we were kind of nervous at first, but we came through and put in a couple goals early, and I don't know, it was nerve-wracking at first, but after the first, we got through it and played hard.
What about your hand? Talk about how this season has been for you through the injury. You hurt your hand in January, right?
Yep. Early January, I broke my wrist during practice, and I don't know, it struggled for the first 2 months, and then taking physical therapy every other day, and it's really helped a lot.
And you worked hard to get back to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, it was tough, but it was fun.
All right, Zach Beatty, congrats on the win. You guys are moving on. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
The Little Falls Flyers, the champs of 4A with a win in the quarterfinals, moving on to the semifinals here on Friday. 6-5 our final.
The signs are all around you. It's Toyota's premier event. While you're there, you'll see lots of Toyotas with great deals going on now. Lease a new 06 Camry for just $199 a month for 36 months. Or lease the new 06 Highlander for $279 a month for 36 months. You can also lease a new 06 Sienna for $279 a month for 36 months. Or get great customer cash on all 3. Toyota's premier event is on. Don't miss it. Toyota, moving forward.
Walk right in, sit right down, baby, let your hair hang down. Walk right in, sit right down, baby, don't you wait so long. Walk right in, sit right down, baby, let your hair hang down. Relax, you're at Great Clips.
Every chair, every sofa, every table. Every gorgeous thing on sale for 11 hours. This Saturday at Slumberland. Every price is hot. Every look is cool. Pay no interest for 3 full years. Now that you've got the picture, don't miss the real thing. Save up to 50% this Saturday at Slumberland.
They're America's favorite friends.
We're a team. We're in this together.
And one of TV's best shows.
It's just such a magical time.
They're the friends you know.
You're the glue that holds this group together.
Really?
Not you.
The friends you love.
Dude, you gotta rearrange your bubbles. Whoa.
The friends that are always here.
It's kind of a package deal.
5 days a week.
Ooh, that's a great plan.
45, television with variety.
You see the Blake Bears taking the ice. They will be our second quarter final game of the day. A lot of excitement. This post-game show is brought to you by Great Clips. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Those guys could use some great clips there, I think. And welcome back to our coverage of the boys' single-A hockey tournament here on 45. I'm Tom Hauser. You know, that last game we just saw was outstanding. It's going to be a lot of great memories for those players. between Little Falls and Mankato. And, you know, that's what the tournament is all about, making memories. A lot of great legendary players have appeared in this tournament, but you might be surprised at how many great legendary players did not make the state tournament. One of them is also one of the state's best-known former politicians. The 1956 U.S. Olympic hockey team featured 11 former Minnesota high school hockey players. One of them, Wendell Anderson, went on to considerable fame after those Olympics. Elected Minnesota governor in 1970 at age 37, Anderson was featured on the cover of Time magazine and later served in the U.S. Senate. But for all his on-ice and off-ice accomplishments, there's one glaring hole on his resume. He never played in the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
We came very, very close. We didn't make it, but overall, I've been very lucky with hockey. I wish I'd made it to the state tournament. I didn't, but I've moved forward.
Anderson starred at St. Paul Johnson High School from 1948 to 1950. Talk about tough luck. St. Paul Johnson made the tournament the 2 years before Wendy Anderson got there and for 7 straight years after he left.
My older brother, Orv, played in 2 tournaments, and they won the state championship in 1947, first time a non-range team won. My brother Rod played 3 years out of 3, and they won the state championship in 53 and 55.
To more fully appreciate Anderson's tough luck, consider his 56 Olympic teammate Dick Meredith, who played at Minneapolis Southwest. He's one of 5 Meredith brothers who appeared in the state hockey tournament.
I think that's a record for brothers all playing in the state high school tournament.
Now, how many of you won championships?
1.
Missing the state tournament is no laughing matter for Wendy Anderson, but he doesn't let it diminish a remarkable hockey career.
I have no regrets. I got to play on 2 U.S. teams, an Olympic team, and I'm still playing.
And Governor Anderson plays a lot of hockey. That picture there from a recent game, but he's a very active hockey player. Now, both of you guys played high school hockey. Dave, did you ever make the state tournament?
No, never had a chance. You know, as I said, our state tournament was getting to the Met Center to play Tom Sotodow and Jefferson team in the early 80s, but that was as close as I got.
And Mike, same story for you.
Same story, and I heard ex-Governor Anderson say that he's gotten past it. Well, I can tell you this very honestly, I haven't gotten past it yet. I still look back to International Falls thumping us pretty good.
You know, I know a lot of guys in that same boat. Mike McGraw, Dave Palmquist, thanks. We've got another game coming up here shortly, but here's a look back at one of the highlights from the Little Falls Mankato game you just saw. Stay tuned as our coverage of the hockey tournament continues.
A new and easy way to buy and sell lake property is only one click away. LakePlace.com. Visit LakePlace.com for the largest online selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin lake homes, cabins, and lake lots. Search by area, city, lake, or price range to find that perfect lake place. LakePlace.com also features the largest selection of Minnesota and Wisconsin cabin rentals and family resorts. Remember, LakePlace.com, because life is better at the lake.
The Flamethrower Grill Burger at Dairy Queen with jalapeno bacon and Tabasco flavored mayo in half-pound and quarter-pound. Do one carefully. And finish off with a mint Oreo Blizzard treat.
Channel 45 presents the Excel Award winners. Deborah Barany, Roseville Area High School. Harry Backlund, Highland Park Senior High School. Lauren Boleen, Monticello High School. Lawton Bergstaller, Buffalo Lake Hector. Celia Brockway, Gracie Area High School. Tommy DeMarco, Cretin-Durham Hall High School. Elise Carlson, Alexandria High School. Tyler Gettle, St. Clair High School. Kelsey Eliason, Eastview High School. Seth Iverson, Central High School, Norwood, Young America. Faith Fretham, Annandale High School. Corey LaCroix, Buffalo High School. Ashley Hartwig, Swanville High School. Justin Melee, Sauk Rapids Rice High School. Congratulations to all the Excel Award winners.
This is 5 Eyewitness News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vanita Soccer. We hope you're enjoying the high school hockey tournament. We'll get you back into the action in a few minutes, but first, a quick look at today's headlines. A band teacher at Spring Lake Park High School is on administrative leave this morning. Anoka County sheriffs are investigating 55-year-old Michael Schleicher. A search warrant shows Schleicher may have had a sexual relationship with a former student several years ago when she was a teenager. He has not been arrested or charged, but the Anoka County sheriff's deputies say charges could come soon.
We think the evidence is fairly significant and believe that within a reasonable amount of time here, we'll have charges, be able to file charges against him.
5 Eyewitness News tried to contact Schleicher, but we could not reach him. Fans are still heading to the Metrodome, building up a makeshift memorial to Kirby Puckett. The former Twins outfielder died Monday after a massive stroke Sunday. The Twins announced a public memorial service at the Metrodome. That's this Sunday night at 7 p.m. You can watch it live right here on Channel 45. A Hollywood pioneer who started in St. Paul has passed away. Gordon Parks is remembered for his work in photography and as Hollywood's first major black director. Parks lived in St. Paul as a teenager and actually got his big break doing a shoot in 1940 at the Frank Murphy Women's Store in St. Paul. Parks captured the struggles and triumphs of black America as a photographer for Life magazine. His film work included directing Shaft. Gordon Parks was 93. St. Paul Mayor Chris Coleman will give a report on the state of the city today. His first State of the City address will be broadcast from City Council chambers at 4:30 this afternoon. You can watch it on the city's website. A local high school benefits from gambling. 2 local bars are selling pull tabs, and the money goes straight to Rosemount High School. 70% of the funds go to the athletic department. The remaining 30% go to fine arts. So far, the money helped buy band uniforms and new sound equipment, as well as pay for the school's $22,000 a year athletic trainer position.
I think any money is appreciated when it comes to helping out the kids in the school and keeping the kids in the school.
If you take that money out of the budget, we would really struggle to provide some of the programs we do.
The pull tabs brought in more than $30,000 in recent years. Our mild winter is helping Minnesota schools save money. Schools are also better off because the fuel prices aren't as high as predicted. The cost is up, but nowhere near the 70% some had feared. Some districts have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, rain yesterday, fog this morning. We've been having some interesting winter weather. Meteorologist Patrick Hammer is here with the forecast. Hi, Patrick.
Yeah, but we're also getting some warm conditions out there. You were talking about heating costs. You know, we're going to stay above 40 degrees, it looks like, for the next couple of days. Had a lot of dense fog this morning, slowly beginning to break up, just in time for higher and mid-level clouds to move on in advance of a weather system that could affect us, it looks like, tonight, especially the Twin Cities on southward, with a little bit of light rain mixing over to a little bit of a rain and snow mix late tonight into early tomorrow. So foggy and now kind of clouding up once again, but again, western sections have seen a little bit of sun this early afternoon. All right, here's your forecast. We'll time it out for you. We bring in some of that light rain across southern sections beginning about 10 o'clock tonight. There could be some light rain from Mankato southward towards Rochester. And because it's moving in during the overnight hours, there just may be enough cold air to bring a little light snow early tomorrow. Not expecting much accumulation at all. And then it quickly moves out of here. So by tomorrow afternoon, we're partly cloudy. So again, most of the weather is going to happen while you sleep overnight tonight. Forecast for today, mid-40s with a little bit of sun here and there, but clouds are going to be moving back in. So your forecast looks like this. Lingering fog, otherwise mostly cloudy with peaks of sun, 45. Tonight, cloudy skies, a chance of a little rain and snow from about the Twin Cities southward, and then partly cloudy by tomorrow afternoon. 41 is your high. 7-day forecast. More clouds on Friday. On Saturday, a system is going to bring a threat of a little bit of rain and maybe even a clap of thunder. Sunday looks dry at this point with a chance of snow developing on Monday. And finally, by Monday and Tuesday, temperatures begin to cool back into the lower 30s. Vanita?
Thank you, Patrick. And thank you for joining us. Now back to the action on the ice. Enjoy it. Have a good afternoon.
All-American Recreation, all we sell is fun.
It's the winter wipeout sale at All-American Recreation. We're closing out our inventory of slate pool tables starting at $9.99 installed. Check out our American Classic pool tables up to 50% off. Newly arrived game table sets with 4 chairs for only $12.99. See our full line of jetted bathtubs from Aquatic and Water Dance at the upcoming Minneapolis Home Show. And don't forget our tanning beds and saunas.
All-American Recreation, all we sell is fun.
For GE, Maytag, Amana, Jenn-Air, and Magic Chef, come to the appliance leader, Appliance Depot.
Appliance Depot has the appliances to fit your needs and your budget. And if you want designer appliances, we have Decor, Thermador, Bosch, Miele, and Ventahood discounted up to 60% off. Unlike the big box stores, we'll service your appliance long after the sale's been made, guaranteed.